Hello everybody and welcome to the United Stand. This is Luton Town versus Manchester United Carabao Cup watch along, and you are very, very welcome towards it and in it. And as you may remember on Saturday, the watch along was sponsored by Boohoo Man. It is sponsored by Boohoo Man again, which is absolutely fantastic. And as you can see, I'm wearing a Boohoo Man tracksuit. I've got the markings there and the markings there. Very, very nice and snazzy that it is. You can get your exclusive 40% off through the United Stand through the link in the video description, which should be there if we've done everything correctly, and it is. So big shout out to Boohoo Man. Now I haven't forgotten that on Saturday Boohoo Man were giving away an £800 voucher to one of you lucky people, and well, the big moment is here and I can announce the winner is Adam Dieter. Congratulations, and expect a selfie of you wearing the very same outfit as me with your £800 voucher. For those of you who are not lucky enough to win the competition, as always, Boohoo Man are continuing the amazing discount through the United Stand. Fans watching today, 40% off, as I said, link in the video description. When you're at checkout, use the discount code United Stand, all lowercase, all one word, and you can get that off their huge range of clothing items on the Boohoo Man website, including this fine tracksuit that I'm wearing on a day where the weather has changed here in the UK. It has changed, and it is a bit cooler tonight, so it's a nice snug fit for those autumnal nights. Link in the video description for that. Big shout out to Boohoo Man. But Manchester United are playing Luton Town tonight. And welcome to Rahul Agrawal, latest member of the United Stand Members Club. And Luton Town, exciting, says Red Baron. Look, you know what? I actually am excited about this game. And if you don't want to watch it, go and watch EastEnders. Like, you can't... I don't... Flex is going to be on in a bit. And he's a little bit... I wouldn't say he's Ollie out, but he's Ollie skeptic. I'm pro Ollie, as you know, and I've explained that. And I think it's very important to have both sides. That's what it's all about. Welcome to Werner Steck, latest member of the United Stand Members Club. Appreciate that. But, I don't get... Well, I do get it. I think that's the problem. I do get the problem at the moment with United fans. I think the problem is that we're just very, very fed up, aren't we? We're very fed up with the lack of transfers. There was apparently an emergency meeting on Monday where all United scouts, Woodward and Judge, came together and they're like, the priorities are left back, a centre back and a forward. I'm sorry. The point here is that that's the sort of conversation that should happen 2 months before a transfer window opens, not 2 weeks before it shuts. So I understand the frustration, of course I do. But on the other hand, we played very badly against Crystal Palace at the weekend. I'm very grateful that we've got this match tonight, because I think it gives us and affords us an opportunity to go out there, get some match fitness and sharpness in our legs, play some decent football and get a result and get a bit of confidence back into the club that we love. So I don't see this as a time for negativity. I don't see... I mean, if we lose, yeah, welcome. But yeah, I think it's a time to be a little bit... focused on the game. Whether you're feeling negative or positive, focus on the game. Live the game. I've seen Manchester City... Man City are so great. Liverpool are so great. They go and beat these championship clubs and they beat them like 3-4-0 and everyone's, oh yeah, they're just such a good team. This is a championship club, Luton. They're not just been promoted. They stayed up last year. They've won the first 4 games of the season. Yes, they're going to put a weakened team out as well. I accept that. But, we've got a game of football ourselves tonight to go and improve. Mark, did you win that tracksuit in an earlier competition, says Robert McCormack? No, they sent it me. Hi, Mark. Can you say happy birthday to my buddy Christian Pereira, says Daniel Pawlowski. There you go. Happy birthday to Christian. Hope you're having a good day. Manchester United team news is going to be coming out very, very soon. That is a predicted lineup on that side. It may already be out, actually. I've only just realised. Obviously, it's a Carabao Cup game, so it may be out. It isn't out yet. So that's always nice to know that I've not missed that, and I haven't got people in the live comments telling you. Yazir says there is a leaked team of Henderson, Wan-Bissaka, Bailly, Maguire, Williams, Fred, Matic, Mata, Van der Beek, Lingard, Igalo. I mean, I disagree with that. Look, this is the thing. People don't get this. I'm very focused on the Glazers and the lack of backing of the manager. But as you saw in my preview yesterday, I don't get the point in playing players that are not going to play at the weekend. I just don't get. I think you're setting yourself up for a fall tonight because, all right, if Igalo scores a hat-trick, are you going to start him over Martial at the weekend? Are you, heck? That would be stupidity. If Mata has a great game, is he going to start over Bruno or Pogba or Van der Beek? No, he's not. So they need game time. Why are they not playing tonight? And also, if we perform badly, then that in itself will lead to people moaning. So I just think go out there, pummel them with the team that you've got. It's an obvious thing to me, but then I know a lot of people are saying nah, you got to get fresh, you got to get fitness into the legs of others, and I don't know. We're going to see what that team news is. Mark, a lot of United fans are negative. What do you expect after the last 6 years? It's natural to be negative right now, says Red Baron. I agree. And let's see if that leak team is true. No place for Mengi, if that is true. But the team news should be coming out any second now. Let me just see if I can get it any quicker for you. Sometimes I can. Sometimes I get it sent. Let's have a look. No, I don't have it any quicker. I'm sorry, I don't have it any quicker. But it should be out. Here it is. So yeah, it is that team then. Dalot, Mengi, Bruno, Martial's not there, Pogba's not there on the bench. He has gone quite. He's gone with a weakened team, to be honest. I don't agree with that. Like, everyone says, "Oh, you're pro Ollie." I don't agree with that team again. I think he's got it wrong. So Henderson in goal, which is what we've got. I need to just swap some of these players out as we go through. So Henderson is in goal. Agallo is starting instead of Martial, who's not even on the bench. Greenwood's not there either. So Eric Bailly starts instead of Mengi, which is not what many of us wanted to see, but is the reality. Brandon Williams, Maguire. I mean, Harry Maguire playing again. I don't get that either. Why does Harry Maguire have to start every bloody game? Like, no, I'll rest Pogba, rest Bruno, and then, Matic comes in as well. Why did Matic not play? If Matic can play on Tuesday night against Luton, why the bloody hell could Matic not play in a key game against Crystal Palace at the weekend? You see, I do, and I will. I do get irritated by the team selections, as you can see. Why can't I find bloody Bruno? Where's Bruno? There he is, he's all over there. So Fred's starting. Fred and Matic in the midfield. Oh, don't do this. Come on. Don't do this. Move, Fred. There we go. So we've got Fred and Matic in the midfield. Donny van der Beek is playing as well. We've got Lingard and Agallo and Mata. Fucking hell. Talk about depressing. I mean, I think tonight might be a bad night, everybody. I'm not going to mess about. I think this could be an embarrassing evening for United. I mean, this is a shite team. He should still win, but I don't know what do you learn from this? I do defend Ollie a lot, but I don't like this team. I don't like this team at all. I think it's wrong. I don't know what anyone else thinks in the live comments. I just think it's not the right team to pick. I think it's really, really naive again to go and put a team like this out in a game like this. We've got to beat Brighton at the weekend. We lost at the weekend against Palace because we were clearly lacking match fitness. And then you go and pick a load of players that have got zero chance of playing at the weekend. So you're going to get fitness into the legs of players that you don't trust. Like, you're never going to pick Juan Mata. You're never going to pick Jesse Lingard. It's weird, to say the least. Right, that is the real team on the screen now for you. So that's why I was chuttering away and typing some stuff, because I just had to change the team, which I have done. And there it is. So, Henderson, Bailly, Maguire, Wan-Bissaka and Williams are the back four. Midfield three of Matic, Fred, Van der Beek, and then Mata, Lingard and Agallo. I mean, I don't expect it to be fast-flowing football from Manchester United. But look, I hope I'm wrong. I really hope that I'm wrong on that one. But we will see how it develops. On the bench for you, you've got Grant, Dalot, Mengi, Bruno Fernandes, James, Greenwood and Rashford. So three decent subs in Bruno, Greenwood and Rashford. No Pogba, no Martial, no De Gea, no Luke Shaw, no Victor Lindelof, no Scott McTominay. I mean, that's a bit worrying, isn't it? Why is Scott McTominay not on the bench? Is that a big indicator that we're going to play him against Brighton? God, this week could get really bad. Stay positive, Mark. You're Ollie in. You're Ollie in. So yeah, it's an interesting one. Okay, let's have a look. At least no Scott McTominay, says your boy Mills, but that might be because he's not going to play. He's going to play at the weekend. Welcome to Stephen Garrett, latest member of the United Stand Members Club. You say the bench never helps. Well, if they are never picked, how do you expect them to come on and be match fit and change the game? Team's fine, says Robert McCombs. I said, Robert, you are such an argumentative individual. I know you pay money to do it, so we all have to listen to it. But you are such an argumentative individual. I think you do it on purpose. Like, go and do what you do with your Harry Kane poster. I mean, look. My response to that is, this bench is shit. Like, I don't need to argue with you about it. The bench is shit. We've seen it time and time again. Lingard, Mata, they ain't good enough. Like, it's been proven. Agallo, I mean, is he really good enough? They're not good enough. So I just feel, in my opinion, and Robert, can I have an opinion here? My opinion, that this team that we picked tonight makes no sense. There's no sense in getting game time into players that you're not playing at the weekend. The reality is, if we play Brighton on Saturday and we play like we did against Palace, are we going to say they haven't had any game time? They're still the excuse is gone now. We either play well against Brighton and win. I cannot defend Ollie again and say, oh well, they've not played enough pre-season games, because tonight was an opportunity to get fitness into the legs of players that he's refused with a lot of them. How is this not an opportunity for competitive match fitness, says Nick P. Blind, mind-blowing stupidity from here, sorry to say, says Nick P. That I agree. And I said this I'm not being a hypocrite. I said this in the preview yesterday. De Gea is a div. Says Ollie's problem isn't tactics. I think he's shown he can win games tactically. But for me, it's team selection. So often it's naive and too trusting. Just a little bit of homework for you all. Could you find out whether Luton have put how many people Luton have changed from their weekend game? Would have much rather had Dan James on the right, on the left to see how he plays, says Wadu. I mean, yeah, Wan Mata, what's the bloody point? Frederick Larson, how can our defence be the problem when the league was just about conceded the same as us but scored 19 more goals? Our attack don't score enough, says Frederick Larson. I expected the first team after losing to Brighton. Ollie will complain about not getting a pre-season, says Advocate. Well, I must admit, even I would say now he can't use the pre-season argument anymore. I don't think he can use that anymore, because if you're not going to use a game like tonight, which in my opinion is a pre-season game, then you negate that argument. And I would say that. I'm really sceptical about this team. Ollie doing no favours to himself. The haters will be back with their agenda if we lose today. End the pain, says Sanjit. Triathlon Champion says, I feel like Ollie might be doing this to prove a point to the Glazers. We need depth in the team. I appreciate the super chat, but this is Manchester United Football Club playing in the Premier League. Managers do not pick a team to lose to try and prove a point to an inept board. He's not done it for that reason. Diego Suarez Del Rey says, can't believe we are starting 5 midfielders versus a championship side. I do hope Delo has a good game. Aaron Wan-Bissaka needs the competition. He's not playing, so he's on the bench, so I don't know how he's going to have a good game. The right-hand side looks decent. Wan-Bissaka, Donny and Lingard especially should be quite fit and raring to go. The left looks slow as hell, says Rubbernick and Gang. Yeah, Mata and Williams. Ollie probably picked half the bench to show the to board buy more players, says Loz Collins. Again, I disagree. Igalo isn't good enough, and I just thought we are nearly on October. He's going in a few months. We need to sign a striker, says Sean Turner. If McTominay starts over Matic against Brighton, I will officially go on a hunger strike, says Tejas. That's my worry. Mark, have you seen the video ever uploaded recently on the state of our club? Our legend was almost in tears talking about it, says Jace. Yeah, we spoke about it yesterday, mates. Very powerful stuff. Mark, why are you still so confident about Sancho when the board are more focused on getting defenders after the Palace game, says Kieran Witten. Because I am. Hi Mark, I can understand this in a way. We need more than 11 players. He's going to show off Lingard and Mata for a potential sale. What if we play good today, Mark, says Chelsea. I hope we do play good today. And I apologise for having a different view to you about football. I'll stop sending super chats, says Robert. He's having a sulk now. He's having a sulk now. Robert, there's no need to be like that. Go and have a look at your Harry Kane poster. It'll make you smile. Martial, Bruno are fit. They played international games. They need Matic, Fred to be fit. And Bailly, Aaron Wan-Bissaka, Pogba needs a rest only, says Derek. Pogba doesn't need a rest. He's played one bloody game, mate. Do you think Greenwood could play as a backup striker? Igalo is awful. Love the channel and hope the players get some important game time. Glazers out. says Ayam Divwadi. So what's your thoughts on the team news then? A lot of people seem to be a little bit annoyed by it. I think it's just a waste of a game, you know. I used to hate this under Mourinho and Van Gaal. You know, the Deadwood players getting game time, to me, is just very annoying because I don't think you learn anything from it. I'd rather see more of the first team players because I think that builds momentum and confidence. I'd like to have seen Mengi starting because that gives us something exciting. There's nothing in that team that excites me about tonight, and I want us to win and I want us to play well. But there's nothing in that lineup that excites me. It's like, more of Mata, more of Lingard, more of Brandon Williams. Nothing against those players. Agallo. I mean, it's just, to me, it highlights why we fail. It's just not exciting. And I personally think he's got it wrong with the way that he's lined that team up. But some people seem to be quite happy about it. Flex, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Good. Let's have a look at some of these super chats first. Maguire needs dropping. Mata should be bench. Greenwood should be striker. Joke tactics, says Pete Squire. Lingard to score first. Mark my word, says I want to know Jermaine Defoe. Mata when Rashford could have played and maybe scored to build confidence. What a bad decision. Lingard is one I'm all right with. Might help in the weekend, says Danielle. I do agree there is some of bad team selection still. We never know the whole story behind it. Tested player, not fit, and so on, says the Valvinen. What's your thoughts? Welcome to the Members Club, Diago Suarez Del Rey. And Mark, if we don't get these signings in, a few buddies of mine are going to make it out of New York to make our voices heard to the Glazers, says Grant Katanak. And looking forward to seeing Henderson and Donny, says Mark Witten. And Mark, do you think that the club influences Ole Gunnar Solskjaer lineup because of how much they pay those players? Also score predictions, says Alan Thomas. Good points on that. And come on, this computer's slowing down. I'm hearing Man United have offered 50 million up front with 58 million in add-ons, and if Sancho is on the research team, that solves cold fusion, says CRCL20. Still no room for Pereira. What do you make of that, says Arman Hussein, clearly trying to sell him. And we will learn nothing anew about the team putting out a squad like that tonight. What's your thoughts on the team, Flex? And have Luton made a lot of changes as well? Are you aware?
A friend of mine did say that they was going to make quite a lot of changes, so I'm just trying to confirm whether they have or not. Because I'm not going to profess to, although living here, I'm not going to profess to knowing everything about Luton. But on us, do you know what I keep doing when we get a match, when we get the team? I don't actually sit and let it sink in properly. Yeah. So what I do is I look at the players on the pitch and I think, yeah, that's good enough to beat Luton. It's fine. Van der Beek, that's fine. Lingard, cool. Yeah, Garlo, all right, cool. Wan-Bissaka in these minutes. But then when I look at it, I'm like, but we actually need our main team to get fit. We need them to bring them up to speed. So I can actually understand why it's not the fact that we don't think that team's good enough to beat Luton. It's just the fact that actually a lot of those players are not actually in the first team setup. But having said that, the bench is strong and Maguire needs game time because he was crap. So okay, fair enough. Bailly, you want to try and get him fit. Fred should have played in the other game. Matic we need back, so he needs legs. Van der Beek needs legs. Wan-Bissaka needs legs. So it's only really Lingard you would play in a game like this, regardless of what's going on. It's only really Mata, Williams, and you could argue Agallo, because Martial needed some fitness. So there's only really three that the other ones I can kind of understand, but it's just weird because Ole, this kind of is like a competitive pre-season game, if you get what I mean.
Yeah, I think he's wasted the opportunity. He could have played. He could have played more. He could have played stronger. I think he almost. I don't know whether you heard me. I think he. Look, Jenks says we should play with a strong team every cup game, trying to get a trophy. I don't know about that, but I think we should have played for different reasons. And Juicy Fruit says, I know you're Ollie in, but you could not see from the Palace game he's got no tactics. Then Noah's making runs, didn't see any sort of strategy. Juicy Fruit. Me and Flex are going to talk about this in a few minutes about this Ollie thing because I know Flex is quite real about the Ollie thing as well. We talk about signing a right wing and a centre back when that we really did strength and condition coach from Bayern. Also Lingard masterclass in Cummings, says God Henke. But we'll talk about that tactics thing in a minute. I think it's bloody ridiculous that people are just going in on one game when tactically we did very well in a lot of games last season. But what do I know? But I do think that by not picking Bruno, Pogba, Rashford, Martial today and getting them, getting a bit of fluidity and fitness in their legs, Has he not negated on Sunday the excuse that if we turn up and play like we did against Palace, wow, we've not had much of a pre-season? Because tonight, that's what tonight was. You know,
well, there's more training
Tuesday
sessions.
to Saturday is a long gap.
There's more training sessions, and we'll see if he brings them on or not to try and get some minutes in the legs. You know, he could be. I know people will say, just start those guys, kill the game, and then get them off. But he could be thinking it the other way around because
kill the game. Do you think we're going to kill the game with that team?
I know, that's what I mean. They're not a team. They're not a team that
If I'm Luton, I'm like that.
It's because of the team that we've put out. It's not a team that will obviously go and kill the game. You wouldn't think, unless they turn up and surprise us and do what actually the names of those players they should. Come on, Matt, man. Like, I know Matt is not fast, but if he's cutting in and getting all sorts of space against Luton Town, he can thread through players. He can. Van der Beek can make space. Lingard is a runner. It's not that bad. You know what I mean?
I don't know. I just think I don't know anything about Luton. Like we were talking yesterday, I thought they were in the conference. So, but if Luton are bad, and we can get near the edge of their box, I think we'll create chances. But if Luton are progressive, I mean, I look at
they will be aggressive. I've been told they're going to be aggressive.
That
today,
front six of Matic, Fred, Lingard, Mata, Igalo, and Van der Beek. Apart from Van der Beek, I don't see any creativity there really. I mean, when Mata can thread a pass through, but Lingard runs away from the ball. Igalo's a poacher. Fred's got no creativity.
I bet you see Mata linking up well with Van der Beek in little pockets and making things.
I hope so.
I bet you see that. That's what I think.
You're still in the 90% club, Mark. Why so confident? So Stuart Blid, because there's nothing else to be. Chelsea playing senior players for fitness in the FA Cup. That's what Man United should do, says Scott S. Either go strong and get the squad up to shape or put an under 18 side out and reduce the load later in the season. Current lineup worst of both worlds, says CRCL 20. I believe Wan-Bissaka could be an incredible centre-back or holding midfielder with his defensive qualities. Long-term solution.
No. I hate when people say that.
Go on, you have your say on that.
I don't even really want to talk about it. I just don't understand how...
I see nothing in him that he's a centre player of any. He's so right-footed.
He never play in the central area.
And he's always on the floor.
Wan-Bissaka could never play in the central area. Never. He doesn't have the feet for it. The best place for him is out there where he just has to focus on someone not getting past him, which he's absolutely brilliant at, and just galloping forward. Don't get involved in being in central areas where it's congested. He ain't got the touch for it. He ain't got the brain for it.
Paul Galvia says, everyone knows Shaw needs games to get up to speed more than most. Seems bonkers he's not starting. Well, look, maybe...
He gets burnt out, though. Probably getting injured and not flipping play again, Low and Shaw.
Maybe we're going to play Tellez at the weekend if he comes in, because Brandon Williams is no good on that left. Although at this level, he should be all right. Looking forward to Lingard. What a young prospect, says Big Josh. And... Romero not in the squad, does it mean anything? Says I don't think he's back training yet, Romero. I think he's been given a longer period of time off. I mean, we got Henderson in goal. That's going to be interesting to watch. But I think a lot of people in the live comments, Flex, and I don't know what your thoughts on this. I think a lot of the thing is, I think a lot of people thought we were going to see a strong team. So you can watch the game and go, look, this is something we can take into Saturday. We've not got that. We've not got the Mengi or Greenwood up front. So we've not got that. We've got Donny van der Beek playing out, and then the rest of the team, you're like, well, even if Bailly and Maguire play well as a centre-back pairing,
it's going to change. There's only 3 in that lineup that could potentially start. Well, Wan-Bissaka will be back in. Obviously, Maguire's going to start, and I think Van der Beek should start, and maybe even Matic.
And this is it from Bryce Jones. He says, giving players that should have no future at the club game time at the expense of our starters' match fitness. This forward line is a poor decision. Look, you're right. Igalo's gone in January. Mata's been gone for 2 years. Lingard's apparently going to be sold. Fred and Matic, well, why didn't one of them play at the bloody weekend? I don't get that. Van der Beek makes sense. Williams at left back, well, look, it gives Luke Shaw a rest. Maguire, I mean, why he has to play every game, I don't know. I think if there was...
But he does actually need needs to fucking wake up, so he does need to play this time.
I suppose that's a bit... Eric Bailly, fine with that, but I would have played Mengi, to be honest. And Wan-Bissaka needs the game time. And I think that's just it, isn't it? If they win 4-0, what do we learn? That's the problem, isn't it? If we win 4-0, are any of those players starting on Saturday? Williams ain't going to start. Mata's not going to start. Igalo's not going to start. Lingard's not going to start. Fred or Matic will hopefully start, and Van der Beek I don't think will start either, because it will be Bruno and Pogba. So
I think he should start somewhere, Van der Beek.
We're not going to sign a centre-back. We need Mengi to have a breakout season like Greenwood. Why is Ollie waiting so long to play him, says Mark. I mean, look, you've got to be very careful about that. And everyone's going on about Mengi like he's the next Rio Ferdinand. I do trust Ollie and the coaching staff on what they see in training, and he's probably not ready, is he? He's only
100%.
Hi,
It's
Mark.
easy.
Go on.
We go on. Yeah, go on. You've got super chats. Go on.
Still in the 90 Cent Club. Ollie Inglaze is out. Shout out to my lad Elias. Early birthday. United stand the best stand, says Damar. Yeah, happy birthday. If Henderson has a stinker, will everyone stop blowing him, says Red Baron. And Mark, what do you think of Spanish sources linking United negotiations to Ousmane Dembele instead of Sancho? It's not true, Alberto. And buying Sancho will stop us using the front three. Remember, the worst back three we had was against Southampton under Mourinho, Matic, Jones and McTominay. Oops, says Chelsea. Helston. Yeah, go on. What were you going to say?
I forgot what I was going to say. Oh, Mengi, yeah. It's the love story, isn't it? We all want that love story of, young kid, been at United since a kid, come through the youth academy, makes it into the first team and is absolutely brilliant. Playing. But, men's football is completely different. It really is completely different. And I do trust them. And it's not like it's for Lindelof, in this game. It's for Bailly. He needs game time. He needs to get going. There's still two in Xavi there as well, who's obviously not involved. So he's got quite a few people ahead of him. So they've got to pick the right moments. You know what I mean? I didn't look at that and think, why is he not starting? This is a disgrace. He's still young,
man. The first team looked absolutely shagged against Palace. We've got Spurs on the 4th of October, so Wally's got to manage this injury-prone squad, says Dylan Taylor. Yeah, I think, in my opinion, some people are, and welcome to the Members Club, Shirag Patel, I think some people are confusing this tiredness with needing a rest. You have different tiredness as an athlete. I think at the end of last season, they were crying out for a rest, and I agree they haven't had a rest, but they're not going to get a rest now. Their tiredness now is because they've had a couple of weeks off and everyone else has had a pre-season and Palace were at a higher level than we were, and that's why we were tired. What they need is not a rest. They need games. They need match sharpness. They need to get games in their legs. They've got to get fitter, not have a rest. No point resting because you're not fit. You've got to get fit. Do you think Ollie's playing fringe players so he has lost faith in the board bringing any new signings in, says Tristan? Well, I hope not. He's in trouble if he is. How important is the Rashford-Martial partnership in games like this, says Mohammed? Well, not very, because Martial's not even on the bench and Rashford is on the bench. I feel United are stalling the Sancho deal because they don't want to fund City as we have to pay them 15% for Sancho. No, we don't, says Ronald. It amazes me how people, well, Memphis is going to Barcelona. We're going to get 15%. We're not. City don't get anything. They've got first refusal. Mark, what does the scrolling teleprompter in front of you say? Star Wars, says Bryce Jones. It's just it's just information. It's just a script of Star Wars. You're right. Please smash a like on the video if you're watching, by the way, and subscribe if you're new. Bottom right hand corner. We're very close to 842,000. We're only 100 away, so please subscribe if you're new. Bottom right hand corner. And thanks everyone who's becoming a member. You can do that by clicking the join button. Maguire and Lindelof, awesome against Palace. 10 out of 10, says Stuart Blyde. He's had a few already. But I do want to talk about Ollie because the time is passing by really, really quick. Thanks to Boohoo Man for sponsoring the show, by the way. Link in the video description. You can get 40% off exclusively just by typing in the United stand when you get to checkout. I'm wearing a Boohoo Man tracksuit as well today. I'm actually getting a little bit hot in it, but that's
get a t-shirt on, man.
That wasn't the plan. I actually felt a bit cooler earlier, but I got the full setup on the tracksuit. Always good. Yeah, there we go. Links in the video description. But yeah, I mean, look, Marky says this underlines a simple truth about Ollie's technical team. They are too like-minded and filled with sentimentality, says Marky. And welcome to Davinson Smurden, latest member of the United Stand Members Club. So we were talking a bit this morning about this. I'm obviously very protective of Ollie because I'm very, very, very fed up with the board. But you're more realistic on it anyway. You're like, you're not an Ollie outer, are you? But you're more like, that there are. You said before the game on Saturday that regardless of transfers, he's got to win that game. So you're for the Ollie outers out there, I think you're probably more listenable to me when it comes to criticising of Solskjaer and what's going on. What is your feeling at the club?
My feeling is that everything is so multi-layered and there's so many aspects to this piece of the pie, and the pie is called blame, right? There's so many pieces to it that it's very complex to just label one section of the pie with all of the blame for why we are where we are. So when I hear the talk about, let's say, Ollie and being inept, and he would, once he gets sacked from this job or when he walks away or whatever happens, he wouldn't even get a job in the Premier League. He'd barely even get a job in the Championship. His credentials and what's the manager of his, of his track record doing with such a big job, and it's only sentiment because he's a legend. When I hear all of that, I can hear some of it, but I don't like it when I feel that people are only concentrating on that, because I feel like there's so much more wrong with Manchester United than just Ollie. But the criticism that he should receive for lack of playing style, lack of patterns of play, on a consistent basis, you've got to look at that. I know. Look, at the same time, I get it. We've won big games with Ollie. You look at those games against the top six last year. Home and away against Chelsea, home and away against City, beat Spurs, then a draw against Spurs, and then drew to Arsenal, lost to Arsenal. Obviously, 2 losses against Liverpool. But if you actually break it down, I feel like in those games, we did play a counter-attack. We did play a certain way. Dan James was effective in a lot of those games. I can't remember. And now we're saying Dan James is shit. Do you know what I mean? So I do think that it's moments and individual and like moments, performances that are not sustainable over a long period of time and against sides that aren't as good. Yeah. And that you can question Ollie. However, if you're one of these people who just think Ollie's the reason why we're doing crap and all we need is a new manager and everything will be fixed, everything is fine, I don't understand where you're coming from, because Ollie has done the best he can do. I understand with that, with what he's got, the position that he got us to, he deserves another crack at it, 100%. He's given us enough to buy into in terms of league position. He's far away from getting sacked, and it's all about the targets. He's finished third. They need to get him the targets, the main priorities, in order to kick on again. What manager doesn't need the best tools to do what they perceive as their best job? None.
There's no momentum or boost, is there? I mean, Alec Williams says in a galaxy far, far away, United could win a game and play good football. Wrong Mark. Bay will start next game. Van der Beek to play right midfield with Pogba, Fred and Bruno. Greenwood on the bench. Bookmark it 4-1-3-2. Best formation, says Derek. Latest member of the club, Davinson Smurden and Deje Fazoir. Thank you for joining. And Ed Woodward and Matt Judge rolling down a grassy hill in their pink thongs, thinking everything is fine. Says One Wiesel. That's something to imagine. And Ollie was my coach when I played with Noah, and this hate towards him is unfair. I can personally confirm he's got tactics, but it's up to the players to perform, says Andreas Wicken. I mean, yeah, just coming back to Ollie for a moment, there's a couple of things there. I mean, I mean, look, I agree with a lot of what you've said there, and I agree with a lot of people in the live comments say, but there's 2 things that I noticed a lot today, because I was reading a lot of the comments after this morning's show, and the fraud, the PE teacher, I think that's just doesn't do anybody any favours at all. I mean, that's just not an argument. That's just an agenda. To call somebody a PE teacher and say he's got absolutely no tactics is ridiculous. And then a lot of people as well saying that he's not improved any player. And I'm like, hold on a minute. Even when I was Ollie out, I was like, he's massively improved Martial. You can see what he's done to Martial, because that's his thing. And I would say Greenwood as well. I think he has improved players at the club, but people just want to see the world burn sometimes. When everything's good, and when everything's bad. But God, Harry Falcao says, I hope Maguire gets locked up after his appeal, so we don't have to see him play anymore. That's just ridiculous. That's hard, isn't it? It's very hard. But yeah, but look, bringing it back to the game tonight. I mean, I've got to be honest. I think if I was Solskjaer, I would have played the stronger team to get the confidence up and get the fitness up and get the confidence up in the fan base. I mean, if anything, you've got to admire him in a way to put a team like that out, because my initial thoughts about that team is it's very risky. It could play very poorly and put more pressure onto him. Yeah, he's actually doing, which is weird because we know we're not quite at that level, unfortunately, which is very sad and appalling, really. But he's doing what Man United managers should actually do if you're going Carabao Cup 3rd round away at flipping championship sides within reason. Do you know what I mean? You should be able to make 6 changes to your team, maybe more. You should be able to put the second string out. We are Man United. Do you know what I mean? Look at the cost of the squad that's out there. Do you know what I mean? So 50 million on Fred, 40 million on Matic, 40 million on Van der Beek, 50 million on Wan-Bissaka, 85 million on Maguire, 30 million on Bailly. The list goes on. Do you know what I mean? So, it doesn't go on. That's the rest for free. But 40 million matter. But do you know what I mean? So
you can't, with that team there, this is what I mean. About the same about the Crystal Palace thing. With that team, how can you not beat Luton if you don't? That is a disgrace. That is on your coaching style. You should be able to get the best out of them players there. Mata has been a top draw player. Fred can play. Van der Beek can play. Mata can marshal and make sure that that Luton aren't on the front foot and look after us. And just Lingard should be, he's played in big games. You can't tell me that team is not good enough to beat Luton Town. And I know the reality is...
The money they're on as well. I mean, some of them will be on more than that whole team.
That's what I mean. So it can't all be about signings. And that's where I do understand what some people are saying. That's why I won't be completely... I won't completely dismiss listening to, Ollie has to do better, or the criticisms on Ollie in certain times. Because if you can't have them season straight, like a lot of them are internationals, right? Against Luton Town, no disrespect, and get the W, then what are you doing? What are you doing? Do you know what I mean? I get, we need a Sancho, we need a new centre back, but this ain't against the top six. This ain't against City. This ain't against Spurs. Tough away game, whatever. It can be tough because it's a lower league team and it's their cup final, so you got to earn the right to play. But in terms of ability, we should be going out and smoking these 4-0 with whatever team we put out. That is what Manchester United's about, and that does come from coaching. So. Having said all of that, I've predicted a 2-1 Man United win because I don't have faith. That's what I'm saying. I don't believe that is what's going on. So I agree with people questioning the tactics as one part of the blame. However, we all know what the bigger and the more important picture is with our stage of our development, because Ollie had a lot to do and he's done a lot of that job with hands tied behind his back. The recruitment has been better. Some of the buys that he has done have been quite good. Wan-Bissaka defensively brilliant. We all know about Bruno. Yes, Maguire is overrated, I think, but he's still made us better. It's just that we need another person next to him. So his buys have been good. We're in for one of the best players in the world in Jadon Sancho. So you know that he wants the best. He's identified that player. Do you know what I mean? So there are a lot of things that are positive, but you just can't.
To be fair, I think Stevie Wonder could identify Jadon Sancho as a player for Man United, though. I mean, look,
I said that about Bruno as well, though. But Ollie's still bringing him in.
Yeah, I like Ollie, but just on Luton, by the way, 10 changes, which is what you'd said this afternoon. So they've made, this ain't Luton. They've
got Watford on the weekend, and that's their derby. So
you'll be there with your Luton scarf. Kinshuk Sood, latest member of the United Stand member. I get it about Forest. You can have it with Luton. If Ollie people can't concede, there are more pressing issues to attend nowadays, then we need to ignore them and move forward with our agenda. Also, Van der Beek is masterclass in coming, says Strums. Klopp's first 4 windows, 14 signings. Ollie's first 4 windows, 6 signings, plus no more energy from me towards coaches, players. Board needs change to go forward, says Hooray. Welcome to the Members Club, Kinshik Sood. And Luton have made 9 changes to their team, so there's no excuses today, says Ranty. Apparently it's 9 changes. There you go. Chelsea says Ollie is not the Wizard of Carrington and Flex isn't the Wizard of the United Stand. Even Poch got sacked. Remember, Sir Alex had a bad season after a good one. We need the whole team going, like Flex is part of your team, Mark, says Chelsea. That's a good point. We were all having a chat today, the United Stand team, actually, because we had a meeting this morning and we were chatting about this very thing, because it was straight after the video this morning. I was saying, I can't believe how many people are Ollie out, and they all want bloody Poch, and I was going mad. I was going, it's like have they ever watched Poch? Like, I like Pochettino, but I watched a lot of Spurs under Pochettino, and God, it was bloody boring at times. He doesn't use wingers. It's all through the middle. They were bloody boring. Tactically good, but boring. And, they did lose a lot of games. I just think the Real Madrid factor is not the right way to go. This shiny new toy to get rid of an old one will eventually land you in trouble. At some point, and I'm not saying Ollie's the right person, but at some point, you've got to try the Sir Alex. And I know he used to say, give him time. We're back in 1989. But I know that sounds, I used to mock that. And maybe, Ollie isn't the right person, but I think there is a bigger problem at Manchester United. Jack Gleeson says, Agallo leaving in January. Who do you reckon will come in to be our sub-striker? It's going to be Josh King, says Jack Gleeson, probably. Are we forgetting about the unbelievable run we just went when we've had one bad performance? All of this Ollie talk is way too reactionary, says Compilation Central. And United Stand is becoming like FTV, bantering on about being the biggest club and unable to secure anything. Fan base needs to correct themselves. That's from Venkat. So the United Stand community moaning about the lack of transfers is turning us into AFTV. We've got no bloody control in how the club's being run, mate. So I don't know how that one works. But yeah, I mean, look, on that flex, it's a good point, isn't it, that was made there. We've actually only lost once since Bruno came into the team in February. I just think when you lose on the opening game of the season like that.
What you mean? Oh, you mean in the league?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
The problem with losing on the opening game of the season is the magnitude of it is going to be received far worse than any other loss, because it's it's the buzz, isn't it? It's the start of a season.
Yeah.
Loz says, I wish We Are Man United was still a valid reason for doing anything. We overpay and underdeliver. It's not what we're about, but it's reality these days. Goals from open play since lockdown 7, ? Says Loz. And Simon Cooper says, don't understand Ollie out crew. What's the point in using tactics with players you don't trust? He can only play what he has in front of him. I think it's going to be a very interesting game today. Really interesting, because, we didn't play well at the weekend. I think it just makes it very, very hard to see that team. I'd be very surprised if that team goes out and plays good football, because a lot of them are out of position. A lot of them haven't played together probably ever. So it's very unlikely that we're going to play good football. So I hope we get shocked.
Yeah, I want to be proved wrong from my skeptical 2-1.
Just doesn't look good, does it?
No, exactly. But and the proof is usually in the pudding. Apart from when we played Lask, when we were there last game we done before.
Well then, the reserves, didn't they?
They played well then and won 5-0. So they've shown they can do it once. But the game that sticks out to me most was that Norwich game in the quarterfinals of the FA Cup. Yeah, and we made all them changes.
We were terrible, weren't we? Genwell says, Mark, I hope I'm wrong about this because it's just wrong, but I see Maguire again. Are we going to see Maguire playing all games whole season again? I know it's early season.
Yeah, 100% we will. We will, 100%. He's Ollie's guy. He is Ollie's guy, and he's another one. People say that sometimes I don't say it as it is or give criticism or whatever, but I'm starting to now. I'm starting to come out my shell a bit, guys, because I've been really angry the last couple of weeks.
The thing about Maguire is, just a very quick quote from Pochettino. I don't know whether this is accurate, but Nickel has said that winning trophies is not important, it builds egos. And that's apparently a quote from Pochettino.
Yeah, he did say that.
Bloody hell, exactly. And do you think the plan is Luke Shaw at centre-back for back four? Sancho plus left-back is a lot cheaper than Sancho plus world-class centre-back. Shaw is fast, I guess. Matic sits deeper, says Mitch. And remember last season's start, 4-0 win, then crap results till January, says Nathan Williams. Yeah, maybe, actually that's a good point from Nathan. We won 4-0 on the opening. I remember we were sat there in that United get-together when the transfer window closed in London, and we were all sat there saying we're going to struggle this season. We won against Chelsea first game of the season 4-0, and everyone was like, oh yeah, we're going to have a good season. And then it just went to shit. So maybe this season we're going to have the bad first game, and then everything will start coming together, I hope. All
about reactions. Look, if we go and win the next 5 games on the bounce, it'll be forgotten about Crystal Palace. Do you know what I mean? If we go and play well against Brighton, Crystal Palace won't be forgotten about, but some form of order will be restored. That's what we're like as football fans. We're obviously very reactionary, and the problem is that whereas players just focus on their training and then they play the game, if they lose, they go home, they go back to training the next day, try and put it right. We're consumed in so much more during the week. It's unbelievable. In the transfer window, in the lack of this, in the lack of that, in the not being ready, in the this and that. Then we lose, it's meltdown. We see the other teams strengthening, the other teams winning as well. More importantly, we're behind Palace by even 6 points. It's a bigger meltdown for us than it is the actual players.
Yeah.
So them as professionals will be thinking, right, we go, we move. We need to get a win against Luton just to get a bit of confidence in whatever way whoever's playing. I mean, we need to beat Brighton, and then we start our season. So for them, they would have walked in from that thinking, fucking hell, I just really wasn't at it. I felt leggy. I don't know what happened. I just need some more game time. I guarantee you they will be feeling that. I'm not saying that means they're going to play amazing against Brighton, because Ollie's got to make some changes to the squad as well. But I do think that the players aren't as emotionally invested in it as we are. So that's why we just go off on one by losing the first game, because it's the build up, the excitement, first game of the season, quick turnaround, home at Palace, knowing you got hard games afterwards, and then you get battered. It's kicking the teeth, isn't it?
10 changes, no sharpness, expect a hard watch, says Madeline. And Mark, again, where was on that? Just tried watching EastEnders, but I couldn't understand what they were shouting, says Red Baron. Welcome to the Members Club, Space Cadet Peck. And we should bring in Cavani to help Martial become a better striker, because he doesn't perform in every game. He is good, but could become better, says Ronald Jacob. I think the criticism of Martial is silly. I mean, did he have a shot on goal? Did he have a chance created for him on Saturday? Yeah, you've got to give him a low mark, but he's a striker. I think if a striker's missing 3 or 4 chances, then, if he's Jimenez last night and he misses that chance, then you have a moan, but we don't create the chances for him. Our legacy has never been about tactics or formations or never getting knocked down. Our legacy is getting back up, fighting and doing impossible things, says Knuckle. Ali lives that legacy, back the man, he is one of us, glazes out. And Manchester Evening News says David Brooks transfer boost. I'm 99.9% sure Sancho will come, says I am. Really? Anyway, going back to Harry Maguire for a moment, I think, I've got to be absolutely honest. I think when it comes to Harry Maguire, he gets away with it. I mean, Lindelof had such a bad game on Saturday that it as you said, I mean, Harry Maguire didn't play well, and Sam Clark's just said Maguire's been terrible. Last season, we know he played a lot of games, and I've never known anything so stupid. I heard a lot of people last season sort of, even the mainstream media, Harry Maguire's played so many games. I mean, since when has the amount of times you played a game been important to how good you are? I mean, I think if anything, it's a misconception that he's we need him to play every game. I've not seen these domineering performances that, oh shit, Harry Maguire's not playing today, we're going to struggle. I mean, if he's going to play every game, I said this last season, I think Van Dijk was in the top 3 for goals from corners last season. Maguire wasn't even in the top 30, and we spent £80 million on him for his aerial ability.
He's not. Maguire's not as good as a lot of people think he is, and I can admit I've got no shame in saying
he's not £80 million, is he? And he's never going to be.
He's never going to be, and I've got no qualms in saying, I don't do this whole, I told you this, I was always going to be right about this. I knew from before. I'm a fan, mate. I don't know. I'll have to wait and see. I can only give my opinion. But I'll hold my hands up and say he's nowhere near as good as I thought he was going to be, and how good he was going to make us, in my opinion. All that's happened is I think that it's been easier to make Lindelof the scapegoat because Harry Maguire is new. English. He's £85 million, and he's the captain. Do you know what I mean? So it's almost like when something bad happens at the back, it's like, we just need to get a new person next to Maguire, man. It's Lindelof who's the problem. When sometimes Harry Maguire is doing some absolute bullshit on the pitch. Let's just be real. He can't move. He can't turn. Laterally, he stinks in terms of his change of pace and turning and agility. He is dominant in the air. I understand that, but we haven't got much change out of him at the other end when he gets his head on things. He needs to improve on that. And for all of this, he's amazing on the ball stuff. I see him give the ball away a lot. I see him give the ball. Look, he's had good games. He's had some steady games, but I just think he gets an easy ride. And I think looking at it now, and this hurts, we've been absolutely robbed. I think Leicester City are laughing at us. I think, well, it probably was from day one, but I can honestly look at it now and think.
And that's the danger, isn't it? I mean, that is the danger, because United are probably sat there going, we spent £80 million on Harry Maguire last year. We're not going to get ripped off again with Sancho. But this shows you why bank managers should not, and Evra said this, you've got non-football people negotiating deals. I mean, it makes you want to cry, actually, because this is gonna hit home hard. It makes you want to cry because we've got non-football people negotiating football transfers. So what they've done this summer is they've gone, we spent £80 million on Harry Maguire and we spent too much. So we're going to go to Dortmund and say, we want Jadon Sancho, but we're not paying 100 million because it's too much. But they don't know that it's not too much for someone of Jadon Sancho's quality, but actually for Harry Maguire it was too much. And that's why we fail, because they're treating this deal like, oh, we don't want to get ripped off again. But they don't realise they're not getting ripped off with the Jadon Sancho signing, because one, he's an attacker. Two, he's proven it at the highest level. And Harry Maguire was it's just this fuzzy thinking that they think they're almost going to get a high five moment for not being ripped off by Dortmund, but they're not actually being ripped off. He is actually worth that price. So, yeah, it is a worry. The live stream earlier seemed like a competition for who could twist your words the most, says Murray. And during Sir Alex's time, he never had very good starts to the season. Just look back. Never hear any tactics lack when Pep, Poch or Klopp loses, says the Vanyan. And I feel Maguire is a system defender. He needs good players around him to shine. What's your thoughts? But he's definitely not worth the price, says Simon Cooper.
He can be better with someone else. Look, if he get... and this is the problem. We've just spent 85 million quid on him, but if you get a top draw, he's supposed to be a top draw centre half. But
Yeah,
if you get,
you're right. You're right. What you're saying, yeah.
I mean, but if you get a top draw centre half next to him, and Harry Maguire becomes the Lindelof, the one who exactly the one who, if Harry Maguire becomes a Lindelof who needs to be babysat by a Koulibaly or an Upamecano who's got the pace to get him out of it, then it could work. It could work, but even that, I don't know. I've just got this vision. Call me a pessimist. I've just got this vision that we level up on another centre back, and Harry Maguire could be how we view Lindelof, which is like, oh mate, Harry Maguire is just too slow in that, man. He just don't. We need someone.
Big season for him, and I don't think he should be captain either. I just do not see anything leadership about him at all. I mean, look, Tejas says there was not a single exceptional performance from Maguire last season. His price tag is as bad as Kepa's. He's slow, sluggish, and not a leader. To be fair, I thought he was exceptional against Everton at Goodison Park. I thought he played really well in that game.
Who did?
Maguire.
Oh yeah, he was brilliant in that game. He's been brilliant in a few games. Yeah, he's been good in some games. He's been good in a lot of games, but there's been a lot of games as well where I'm like, nah, I ain't having him.
Alex James says, Ollie haters, I guarantee you're not Mancunian, you're not Stretty Enders. Ollie is one of us, he needs backing, respect the legend, Glazers out. Alex, I think that's always going to be something that I'm going to pull people up on this channel. I totally respect people being Manchester fans and Stretford Enders. Of course we do. We've got the best fans in the world, but you can't dismiss people just because they're not. We've got a massive global fan base, and I'm a firm believer that there's no such thing as a superior fan. But I do agree with you on the Ollie haters. Maguire is a tugboat, mate. Powerful but slow, says Ajmal. And why do you think Martial is getting more pelters for his performance when Rashford has been far worse than him for 6 months or so, says Jerome T. Green. And the Orange Carrot says, you're so handsome, Mark. Well, they can't say that about Flex because they can't see him, to be fair.
They already know I am, though, says Klein.
I didn't really notice any pelters for Martial, to be honest. But I think on Maguire, it's a very good point that... I think Maguire could be a really good centre-back with a Koulibaly or an Upamecano or a Varane or someone like that. The problem is we spent the money we spent. We were meant to be getting exactly. The Koulibaly or the Varane or the Van Dijk. So I think Maguire faces a very interesting season, and it could, I don't think he's helped by what happened in the summer because you never know what his mindset is. But he needs to have. Because people say people are a flop after the first season. I do actually think second season you can rescue it. He's got to have a 100%. Really good season this year. Because if he doesn't, I think there's a lot of United fans who've got, well, us two included, who the jury's out with. If he has a season like last season, I think he's going to struggle to ever settle at United.
100%. And this isn't about ridiculing the players and not looking at the positives of where we finished last season and we conceded less goals and stuff, because like I said, by and large, technically his arrival along with Wan-Bissaka did make us concede less goals. That is a fact. That's a fact. But if you know ball, I think after the Europa League semi-final game when we lost against Seville, I said it then and I was like, I just think we need to just get real of the actual ability and limitations of our players. I don't think there's anything wrong with doing that. I just had a look at it and I thought, right, Flex, just be honest with yourself. How good is X? How good is Y? How good is this? How good? And do you know what I found myself doing? I've been like, do you know what? I've rated a lot of these players way better than they actually are. And that's not saying they're crap. It's not saying that they're awful. A lot of them are good. But obviously we need great. You want to be good or you want to be great?
They need to be scrutinised. Of course they do.
Exactly.
They need to be scrutinised.
So, yeah, some of it is down to form and some of it is down to being new or young and stuff like that and growing. And some of it is down to just the naked eye and just looking at it and going, nah, from what I've seen, technically, just that this person's not there yet. This person's not there yet. Or this person probably won't ever be there because they just don't possess that thing that I thought they did when I got gassed when they was on a good run or whatever. So it's just about context, man. And us as fans, we will always get sucked in because when the team does well or goes on a run, you get sucked in as a fan. You do very well to look for the negatives when you're doing well. But I suppose some of that is about really looking past it and looking beyond it, and we every so often we get reminded of the reasons why. That's all I'll say.
I find Flex very handsome, thanks, says Murray. There you go. And I think we only ended up with Maguire because Board wouldn't pay an extra 10-15 million for Koulibaly, says Dazu W. And that, again, you're being run by bankers, aren't you? David Moyes, Asa Diops and Josh Cullen all test positive for COVID-19, says I want to know Jermaine Defoe. And what about Mengi as a CDM for Matic? Strong and fast. says Chelsea.
Matic is the best CDM we've got.
I
What's
think
going
it could
on?
work really out. I think certain football fans spend too much time trying to turn players into different positions. Oh, can Wan-Bissaka play centre-back? Luke Shaw left centre-back? Mengi or Lindelof as a CDM? I've heard it all, and I just think maybe they should just master their own position, then we'd never think of moving them. Man United wouldn't be the club it is if it wasn't for fans like me who wake up at 4 a.m. in Australia to watch our club win or lose, says Dylan Taylor. Big up that. And Maguire couldn't lead a fish to water, like Harry Kane as captain, both terrible, says Ali Dap. I think actually, though, technically leading a fish to water would be very hard, because out of water they can't walk, they flap. So you know,
they can't walk, they ain't got legs anyway.
Yes. So I think to be fair to Harry Maguire, it'd be very hard to lead a fish to water. You should use mine. He couldn't lead a pack of ants to a picnic, because ants can walk and they love food. So think that one through. But we get what you're on about. We're just trying to help you. Please subscribe if you're new, by the way. We're only 10 away from 842,000. So subscribe to the channel if you're new. Flex is going to be doing the fan cams afterwards. Obviously, we're live all the way through till full time on here. Then we'll do the match reaction where you can do your player ratings voted through the website. Hopefully that'll go better than Saturday, where nobody got above 3. It was embarrassing. I think we'll have a better night tonight, hopefully. Obviously, every morning at 10 o'clock with the transfer news, every night at 8 o'clock. Get involved with the community. You're all welcome. Everybody from everywhere in the world. That's how it works. But look, Ricky's going to be very happy on the fan cams later, isn't he? Mata and Matic starting. There's not been many times.
He will say why we done so well.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
You can already tell Ricky will make Matic and Mata man of the match. It might take him 10 times to watch the game to find something, but I'll tell you what, Flex, I've watched it back 20 times, and I know Mata got a lot of stick, but he did actually tie his laces up at half time, and he looked a lot smarter.
Rick, have you not seen the new Adidas boots? They're laceless, mate.
Oh, they're laceless, are they? Yeah, but Mata's old school. He might wear Puma Kings or something. Are you not worried about Rashford in all seriousness? He looks a shadow of the player before the injury, and these long shots need to stop, says Kenny J. Yeah. I mean, look, I'm surprised Rashford's not starting. I mean, I don't know. Didn't play for England. Played at the weekend. Mark, seriously considering watching the Bake Off instead of United looking at the team. Is the Bake Off back? You're joking.
The Bake Off? I don't watch that.
Is the Bake Off back? I'm off.
You watch that?
Yeah, I love it. This no, look. Who's with me in the Bake Off, right? The Bake Off's been going for years, right? The wife, who Flex knows, she watches it. And one night I just watched it and I said to her, this is really therapeutic. I should not like this program. And I was like, I just was hooked by that. It's not, I watch things like The Sinner and Breaking Bad and football and, I should not like the Bake Off. There is something about the Bake Off that is just ridiculously therapeutic for me. I really like it. So
I feel like that about Homes Under the Hammer. But
well, there you go. You see, I would never watch that.
That's my guilty pleasure, yeah.
Oh, it is back tonight, the Bake Off. It's going to be delayed to make way for Boris Johnson's address. Lovely stuff. Well, that's something to look forward to tomorrow night on Catch Up. Nice to see Darren Bent on the telly. Be good to get him on for another chat once the window's shut to get his preseason predictions.
Yeah, I'll give him a call. I'll get that sorted. I'll give him a call.
I was just watching it, actually. You've got Darren Bent, Darren Fletcher and Laura Woods, and I thought we've had 2 of them on recently. Mark, seriously considering watching... Yeah, we've done that from Ashby. Thanks for the super chats that are rolling in. Please don't leave for the Bake Off, Mark, says CB. No, I won't. I've got to relax for that. Nice hot bath, peppermint tea, and get the pajamas on and relax with a cup of Ovaltine with the Bake Off. It's bread week. Anyway, let's hope that Manchester United can take off tonight. Oh, see what I did there? Yeah. I'm here all week. What's your score prediction, Flex?
I went with 2-1 before, so I'm just going to keep it real. It's a 2-1 again, 2-1 win.
Yeah, Prison Break.
I've got a feeling it's not going to be amazing. I shouldn't feel like that. I should feel like that team is good enough to go and win 3-4-0, which it is. But I just know this is the reality of United right now, and we just never do things easy. So I hope I'm proved wrong. I hope we blow them out of the water. But I'm going to go with 2-1 win.
2-1 win. What are you going for in the live comments, everybody? I'm going to go Man United to... I'm going to go for a shock and say we're going to win 3-0. Because it is a Luton reserve side and it's a United reserve side. And taking away that it's Luton reserves, they're probably not on that much money. I bet Juan Mata's on more than every player on that Luton side, so combined. So there you go. Moyes has got COVID-19. I can see another stop in the season considering what happened last season with Arteta, says Adrian Gorchia. And if Hendo had a good game, everyone and their dog will call for him to start in the Prem, says Jack Gleeson. Yeah, maybe. I mean, it's going to be interesting what happens with that because he will have to self-isolate for 2 weeks, which means that he'll miss the next 2 West Ham games. So will West Ham games get postponed or do they play on? It's going to be interesting how that works.
Yeah.
Don't know.
I know he's got self-isolate. So what, Moyes has got it then? Yeah, definitely.
Apparently, yeah, and a couple of others, Diop. So, it depends. They'll have all signed some agreement with the Premier League. It might be that they've got to play without him. Like when you've got a stadium ban and all that. Be interesting. Keep your eye on that. What happens with that? But we'll get you on again at half-time, Flex. Appreciate that.
Nice one, mate. See you then.
That.
Yeah, all good, man. See you then, and hopefully we don't come here how it was after the Palace at half-time, saying how shit it was.
Hopefully not. We can't be doing that.
All right, nice one. See you in a bit.
Catch you in a bit, pal. You can follow Flex on Twitter at FlexUTD. And we'll get him on at half time and he's doing all the fan cams afterwards. Please subscribe if you're new, by the way. Bottom right hand corner, we should hopefully have it 842, but let's have a quick look. We're 10 away from 842, so please subscribe if you're new, bottom right hand corner, and share the video, of course, if you're watching. And I just want to say as well, sponsored by Boohoo Man, Goldbridge in the Boohoo Man tracksuits. There we go. Look at it. It's just, I could go out robbing. No, I wouldn't do that. I could go out running, is what I meant to say. Actually, that's not a good outfit to go running in, unless you've got fluorescent things on your arms and your ankles, because it's dark outside. And but very, very nice collection that you can take for yourself. Boohoo Man sponsoring the show, which is fantastic. 40% off, a massive 40% off. Links in the video description. Use the United Stand as your checkout code, all one word, and you can get yourself some nice clobber. I'm obviously wearing the tracksuit today. I had my favourite bit of item is the tracksuit that I had on for the Saturday game, so lots of people saying United are going to win 2-1. Bit of a chat going on between the players there. They're playing in this sort of black-green kit. Lingard playing. I did say this morning that if Jesse Lingard played in this game, didn't play in this game, it would probably mean he's going to leave. The fact that he is playing in this game, I don't know whether he's going to leave now. It's the trouble with United. It's just so confusing all the time. What's happening with Manchester United, isn't it? We just never know. 1 minute you're being told Jesse Lingard's leaving for definite, then he starts for United and Pereira's not involved. The next minute, Dan James is leaving. It's just always all over the shop, and I think that just pretty much explains Manchester United's transfer window. It's just all over the place. Carl Watkins is just leaving work. I hope that just means because your day's over and you're not quitting your job. I wouldn't quit your job just because Luton United's on the telly. If we absolutely smash Luton, do you give most players a chance against Brighton? Says Matt Greater. No. I wouldn't. I think the only players that could start against Luton at the weekend are Bailly, Wan-Bissaka. Obviously Maguire will start. Williams won't start. Henderson maybe. Matic. I don't think Van der Beek or Fred will start. Mata, Garlo, Lingard, no. You wouldn't take that. You wouldn't play a lot of these players against Brighton. God, no. Because if it goes wrong and you've put Martial on the bench or Pogba on the bench, you're in massive trouble, aren't you? It's going to start in about 2 minutes' time. Lingard, look at Rashford in my tracksuit top. That's the tracksuit top I wear without the crappy Aeon on it. So, we're ready. We're up for it. You and me, as forever, on the United Stand watch along. Thanks everyone for tuning in. This is how we do it. Get your comments in throughout the game. Thanks for everyone who's joined on the members club, by the way. Exciting things going on with that, actually. But if you do join, you get your little badge next to your name, which changes every month you remember. You can use our emojis and it helps support the channel for everything we've got planned around meetups and everything. All the meetups we're going to do around the world you won't have to pay for your tickets. We will pay for the tickets and the whole event. So that's how it's going to work, and it'll be funded through the membership. So thanks for joining and supporting this community. Players are about to come out. It's simple. Buy Sancho, Upamecano and a left back. Send half a message. Why can't we? Still don't think we've had enough time to get Sancho deal through, says Prashana. And also, the Palace result wasn't about signings as much as it was Ollie making bad calls. At what point do we look at him to ask if he's the right man, says Nathan Morton. Nathan, I think you can look at him right now. You can make your mind up right now. That's the great thing about football opinion. If you don't think he's the right man right now, Nathan, then you say that. You say that. If you think you've seen enough to decide Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is not the man for Manchester United, right? Then you say it. For me, we've lost one game. For me, he took us from no chance to third, and we played some good football. So to me, it's just not the time to do it. But for some people, it is. There you go. Right, game's about to kick off. Very hard to call a prediction with that team. I'm surprised by the team that Ollie's gone with. Welcome to the Members Club, Nicolay. Thank you very much for joining. And I'm going to go with a Manchester United 3-0 win. Remember, Manchester United have made a lot of changes themselves. But, it'd be nice to see Agallo getting a goal, wouldn't it? It'd be nice to see Lingard play well. It'd be nice to see... I'm excited to see Donny van der Beek. I think Fred hopefully can have a good game. We've been sleeping on Fred, actually. Should never have been dropped. I think where I would be very critical of Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is Fred should never have been dropped for that game at the weekend for McTominay. That was a disaster. So hopefully we'll see. It's going to be more of a 4-2-3-1, isn't it? Which is pretty much what we play. Fred will play in the Pogba position. Matic back where he's playing. Van der Beek's going to play in the Bruno position. Apparently Lingard will play off the left with Mata off the right, which probably suits a little bit better. I don't see Luton winning this game. Nate, start a channel named the Bake Off Stand, says Cloud. I know, the wife just walked through. I don't think she even knows what it's on. When I tell her, her face is going to smile. That's what's going to happen. And hopefully our faces are going to smile today as well. Pereira, Rojo, Jones, Delow really, really need to be moved on, says Mojo. Thanks for the super chat. Players taking the knee there. And away we go. I suppose in a positive way, a couple of goals from Agallo, good performances from some of these players just means that if they need to come off the bench, we might have something on the bench, I suppose. Ryan Tunnicliffe, I remember him at United, says Alec Williams. Yeah, number 4, I think, for Luton. I remember him as well. I actually had hopes that he was going to be a sort of all-action midfielder for United. It never worked out. But United instantly on the attack here. Let's see how these first few minutes go. Can we move the ball about? Can we, dictate the game? Get some little triangles going. Move it about. Show your quality. Here's Jesse on the left. Brandon Williams overlapping. We need to do a lot of that today. Matic rolls it into Agallo. Terrible first touch. But works hard to win it back. Welcome to the Members Club, Scott Hargreaves. Thanks for joining, mate. And Maguire to play every game this season again. FFS, says McNally 145. We've only had a minute, so I'm not going to comment too much about it. Mark, who would you like to come up from the Championship, says Alex? I don't care. It's not that I don't want to answer your question. I am answering your question. I genuinely don't care. Nice little bit of play here from United into Van der Beek, who's bigger than you think. He's 6 foot. Here he is on the ball. Loves to play football, Van der Beek, which is good for a footballer, but actually likes to play football. Like, gets on the ball, finds the spaces, one touch. Will make a big difference when he settles in. Matic ignoring the easy pass there. Brandon Williams tackled. Luton will be up for this. Judge and Arnold apparently are at Luton tonight. Luton's right winger should be cautious as TemZ35. Yeah, anything will do. Can you play right wing? No. They'll be signing Chris Waddle at some point because he said we were. Chris Waddle is an ex-England player from the 80s, really. He said he's a pundit now for BBC and he's the only person who predicted United would win the league. So United will probably go and sign him. To be fair. Give Donny the captain's armband, says John Donnelly. Well, thanks everyone for tuning in, by the way. Please subscribe if you're new. Get involved in the chat. And Brandon Williams coming in on his right foot, as per usual. Don't worry, we're getting a proper left back. So we won't have to see Brandon Williams playing at left back again, hopefully, after tonight. That'll be nice. I'm not saying he's got no future at United, by the way. I think I'd like to see him playing at right back. But throw into United here. can't wait for the wife to walk through with my drink. Not because I want a drink, I just want to tell her that the Bake Off is going to be is back. She'll be so excited. The Bake Off is back. No lockdown's going to stop that because they filmed them all. Evening all, says Flex47. Big up to the mods. Williams is good, says Aidan Cooper. Here's Lingard running at the back four. He loves to do this. Gets it out wide to Mata. Mata, decent shot actually. I thought it was a bit of a shit shot because it was against the ground. It was along the ground. But we've had a shot on target. That's always a good thing. Lovely stuff. Mark, please focus and commentate on Lingard's terrible passing. It's already been shocking, says MXXBT. I think Lingard's had a good start, to be honest. I think he's done all right so far. Sky Sports cameras are focusing a lot on Jesse Lingard. I don't know whether you've noticed it. I bloody have. They're on him all the time. Wonder why. Apparently Spurs really want Lingard. That's all I'm going to say. So Lingard playing tonight doesn't necessarily mean that's not going to happen. But maybe he's playing for a move. Maybe he's playing for a stay. It's hard to tell with Jesse. I think he'd love to stay at the club. Oh, Eric Bay's got to be stronger there. You see, you're all against Lindelof, but that ball's in the air for a long time there. And they have got a very tall striker, Luton, but he's got to go and win that. Williams in with the tackle there. I thought it might be like a red card tackle, the way he went in. Let's have a look. Williams 50-50. Tell you what, in the Premier League, they might have had a look at that. Bit of a scrappy start. It's going to be physical for United tonight. Oh, Williams, poor pass into the striker of Luton there. I mean, that might have been another reason why Ollie didn't want to put players out tonight. Maybe from an injury perspective, you never know. I don't know. Lingard's better than Ali, says Arky. Cross comes in. Cleared away by Williams. That was a decent cross from Luton. Got to be careful. They're moving it around quite nicely at the moment. Championship club, remember. Mark, if Lingard does really well tonight and plays well in the games he plays in, do you think he deserves to stay and chance near the first team, says Burnt Leno. Look, I've said it before. This number 20 looks good. Decent cross. Henderson's got it. I've said it before with Lingard. Who would you rather keep, Pereira, Mata or Lingard? I'd rather keep Lingard, but the problem is Lingard's probably the most valuable. And if we got 20, 30 million for Lingard, then, you know, what I'm trying to say is if we sell Lingard for 20, 30 million, how can you not buy Jadon Sancho? Are you basically saying that, you know, 20, 30 million off 108, 80 million for Sancho? There's no excuse, is there? So if it's the ticket to Sancho, you've got to let him go. Thanks for the contribution, Sam Owens. I'd like to see Henderson get tested tonight. United 25-1 to win the Champions League this year. Worth a punt, says Jack Gleeson. Everyone's going to say no, Jack, but I actually think a tenner on that is probably worth it. We probably won't win the Champions League, but we're not necessarily terrible at it. What are Henderson's advantages over De Gea, says Krishna? I don't know, because Henderson's got to be given a chance in a Manchester United shirt first. I'm from Luton, but I support Manchester United, says Sam Owens. So is Flex. I think it's going to be very interesting between Henderson and De Gea, because Henderson last season was one of the best goalkeepers in the Premier League, and if he brings that confidence into this team, you know, distribution at the weekend we saw from De Gea wasn't the best. Better with the feet, says Justin Lane. Do I see green in... Well, look, you know what? I'll put it to the live comments. What colour is that Man United kit? Is it black? Is it a faded black? Is it black with grey? Is it black with green? I see green. I see a very faded black with green. That's what I see. But it might be one of those things where it's a pink shirt. So United on the ball here, played into Lingard. Another bad layoff by Lingard there, but he's won it back. He's got to sort his passing out. Does well there. Won it back, gets it wide to Wan-Bissaka. And wins a corner. Good play there. Mark, who's your favourite commentator, says Venkat. Probably Clive Tilsley. And Solskjaer has won it. Solskjaer's won it, actually. What's your prediction in this match, says Sahel? I went 3-0 United. Now, this to me is really important with Harry Maguire this season. He's got to start getting his head on corners. Well, he's not going to do that with a short corner. Fucking hell. What are we doing short corners for? Are you having a bloody laugh? What the hell was that corner all about? It started off on a corner on that side. We passed it all the way over to Matic on this side. And it breaks down with Luton clearing the ball. What the bloody hell was that? You spend £80 million on Harry Maguire, who's good in the air, and you play a short corner that passes... Oh, I don't bloody know what was it. What they doing? Someone explain to me what that was all about. Mark, after Boris' announcement, can we see fans back in the stadium by April 2021? I haven't seen the announcement, Blue, so I don't know. Any news on James to Leeds, says Wadu? No, well, I mean, conflicting reports on that. Some people are saying it's going to happen, some people are saying it's not. Thanks for the super chat, Sam Allen. And Sean Turner says, I really don't enjoy watching Man United play anymore. We're so predictable. I miss the good old days. And that kit is grey with a faded green neck. There you go. Sean Turner's told us. He's told us all. He's told us all. Lingard's looking good, says Jacob. Here's Harry Maguire. He might shoot from here. He's done it before. You're not at bloody Tranmere now, or what other shit club it was you were playing against. Already can see Williams using his right more than his left. Can see why another left back is required. Also, why was Igalo telling Aaron Wan-Bissaka to get forward, says Salah Ahmed. Probably because the fullbacks are meant to push forward. Any chance of a Joe Rodon bid? Hopefully not, says Ryan Curley. I think the worst possible transfer window for Manchester United from this point is David Brooks, Joe Rodon and Josh King. Striker, left centre back and a right winger. Hopefully that won't happen. Mata loves shorts corners, so it's Mata, not tactics, says the Vanyev. You've got to put the ball into the box when you've got someone like Harry Maguire in the box. Here's Van der Beek, nice little flick. Lingard lays it into Igalo. You've got space there. Oh, he's offside. He's offside. So 10 minutes gone. I mean, look, 10 minutes gone. I'll say what I said when the team news came out. We ain't going to learn an awful lot from this tonight because most of these players won't play at the weekend. Mark, please ring Ricky at half-time, says Mark Whitton. You can't interrupt Ricky's happiness. Ricky's sat there going, wife, get me a cup of tea. I'm here for the duration. I'm not moving. This is my dream. Mata and Matic in the same team. It's bloody superb. I've never enjoyed something as much as this since the Christmas special of EastEnders when Den left Angie. It's absolutely superb, love. I can't tell you how happy I am. I'm so happy. The only thing that could make it better is if Marshall was playing. Hope you're well, Mark. Although it's Luton, United are playing much better with the ball than Saturday. Matic and Fred looking good. And alert, bring on Brighton, says Stephen Cherney. Yeah, as long as McTominay doesn't start. Do you think we should have kept Mika for Alexi, says Big Josh. And just Jose doesn't want Lingard, apparently, Mark, says Scott S. But there you go. He's going to have a future at Manchester United. It's a really good header, that is. He's not going to keep it on. That number 9's a big lad up front. He's got a lot of tattoos. He's got all them neck tattoos. Sonny Bradley likes a tattoo. All the way up his neck, all down his arms. It's like a tattoo man. Some people like that sort of thing. Chef Goldbridge, don't mention Bake Off to Robbie. You'll have a Blood Brothers Bake Off edition planned for the winter, says Joshua Bowater. And I actually hate watching us nowadays as well. Rashford is so overrated, says Connor M. He's not actually playing. So, just to let you know. Henderson with a kick out. It's not a very good kick. It's an awful kick. Get De Gea back. If De Gea had done that kick, though, the reason I say that, if De Gea did that kick, people would be going, he's shit, get rid of him. It was a terrible kick by Henderson, but we won't make a big deal of it. Oh, poor ball out the back from, I don't know whether that was Maguire. Luton haven't actually created a chance yet, but they will love to put a ball into the box with that number 9. Van der Beek, and it's cleared by Lingard. Agallo doesn't hold it up. Oh, he's given a foul though. That's good. Thanks to Boohoo Man for sponsoring the watch along tonight. Remember, you can get 40% off. 40% off. A massive 40% off exclusively through the link in the video description by using the United Stand checkout code. So get over there, get your clobber, and check out United Stand, all one word, as your discount code. 40% exclusively for you. Thanks to Boohoo Man for that. And obviously, I'm wearing my tracksuit, and it works perfectly with me being able to stand up. And there you see, you can say it says man on there. It says man on there. Works perfectly for my stretch. Lingard's in down the left-hand side. 1-0. Oh, what a save by the keeper. Mata should have scored there. Good save by the keeper. Lingard with the cross. Van der Beek with the step over. Mata striding onto it, and he really should have scored there. Fake, lovely bit of play. Williams down the line. Nice ball by Williams with the right foot. Lingard with the cutback. Van der Beek steps over it. Mata should score. He's coming onto that edge of the box onto it with his strong foot. If he puts that low, it's 1-0. But it's 2 shots for Mata so far in the first 15 minutes. Hi Mark, what's your take on Bay versus Victor Lindelof? I prefer Bay, says Sam Allen. Apparently somebody says you're like 20 seconds behind. That'll be YouTube. Because I'm watching it on Sky Sports. So why would my Sky Sports be behind anybody else's? So it will be YouTube with the delay, I'm afraid. Mark, you're smart. Figure this out. Pubs and restaurants stay open where social distancing can be an issue, but small fans in massive football grounds is not, says Andrew C. Yeah, I don't know. A competent club would sort out a contract for a player in his last year. If no agreement, then sell him. Imagine no Sancho and Pogba walks free. Says Barry Haynes. Lingard over James on the wing for me, says Daniel McCready. And, I mean, look, the way Lingard's playing off the left at the moment, you might say Lingard over Rashford. Sadra says, oh my God, Lingard is so good. Shows how easily he can be impressed, isn't it? We are playing a Luton reserve side. But at least we should be 1-0 up. Mata should have scored. Try not to stub your toe tonight, Mark, says Ryan Curley. Thanks for that. Terrible pass by Williams. Switch on, lad. Luton have got men on the left-hand side here because Wan-Bissaka's too far forward. Side netting. Luton's first chance there. Wan-Bissaka's way out of position. So they get the overlap. And Eric Bailly can't really do much there. Wan-Bissaka's too far forward. Mata's too slow to get back. Exploited us there because of the bad pass by Brandon Williams. Realistically, you do that in a Premier League game and you're 1-0 down. I don't know what they're looking at there because that was definitely a side netting. Do you feel good wearing clothes, Shinji? I'm not reading stuff out like that. You fool. And love the show. Keep up the good work, Mardi. Quick question: do you think Pogba can be an anchor and play behind Van der Beek and Bruno? I don't really think you need to play him there when you've got Fred and Matic. Van der Beek into Mata. Edge of the box. Lays it back to Fred. And corner ball. Deflects. Where's Twansebi, says Lewis Noakes. I think he's just coming back from injury, so he's probably not quite match fit yet. Williams not good on the left, says More Muscle. Rahul says Williams out. Been a little bit sloppy, but it is his first game of the season. Donny plays so high up the field, he's right beside Agarlo when we attack, says Mark Witten. And God forbid, but if we're going to have 5 at the back, couldn't Lingard be an option on the left flank instead of Williams, Marks, says Chelsea, Helston? Well, we're going to get a left back, aren't we? I think all the Williams chat is actually probably irrelevant because we are going to get a left back. 32. Don't know. Nice ball by Van der Beek out to Williams. See, if he's got a left foot, he whips that in. That's why Brandon Williams should not be playing at left back. I'm going to have to tweet about that. That is really, Matt, a good tackle. Exactly what you've just seen it there. That's exactly why Brandon Williams should not be playing at left back. Daily Blind. Van der Beek gives it to him on the left hand side to whip the cross in, and he comes back on his foot, right foot. Oh, Harry Maguire there. Ref says play on. He's not seeing anything problem. Fred trying to play the pass into Agarlo. Much more entertaining game to watch than Saturday. I don't know whether it's to do with fitness levels or the opposition. Matic. Little dink in towards Lingard. I think out of Twansebi and Mengi, only Mengi will make it due to Twansebi being 23 soon and with his bad record with injuries, says Carl Ooze. Thanks for the super chat there. Hawkshead says Williams needs a loan. I would like to see Brandon Williams playing at right back. That's what I would like to see. Luton on the attack here. He's got space. It's the post. Oh no, I think it was a handball on Tunnicliffe. Tunnicliffe ex-United there. His eyes lit up. Thoughts on Everton this season? Carlo changing us, says Jamie B. Well, you've got Palace at the weekend. I think that'll be an interesting game because you've both got 6 points. If you win that game, then, you know, Everton could have a good season. If you lose that game, Palace have got 9 points, you've got 6. CMGYT, latest member of the United Stand Members Club. Thank you for joining. Matic gets it into Lingard here. Yeah, Lingard's played well. He's been energetic. He's used the ball well. He's not looking to, you know, run into blind circles. Williams should play right back, says King. Mark, have you noticed Fred's touch isn't as bad as it used to be? It's pretty good now, but people with Fred agenda will still bring it up, says Pumpkin Spice Latte. Ollie's looking happy. Please subscribe if you're new, by the way. Bottom right hand corner. Live every night at 8 o'clock. Live every morning at 10 a.m. Fan cams coming after the game. Match reaction coming after the game where you can vote for your player ratings through the website. Really excited to see that. I'd say Lingard's going to get a good score at the moment. Long may this performance continue, but it is 0-0. Probably should be 1-0. I think Mata should have scored that chance. Lingard hat-trick versus Brighton, says Hassam. And welcome to Members Club, Sam Allen. I'm the only one that thinks Lingard is playing quite well, says Daniel Parr. No, you're not. I think a lot of people think he's playing quite well. All I would say is, take notice of the opposition. It's a Luton reserve side. After Boris's announcement today and West Ham's COVID issue today, do you think Ed Woodward has more ammunition to curtail your spending, says Jack Maskell? Probably. I don't know what Boris has said. I mean, I can have a look. Luton just knocking the ball about here, having a bit of possession. I'd say it's 60-40 in United's favour at the moment. I don't think Luton have been terrible. BBC News. So, pubs, bars and restaurants to close at 10 o'clock. Different households not allowed to meet indoors in Scotland. Children under 12 Scotland. I can't find anything there. I presume it just means that we're not going to get fans back in the ground anytime soon. Free kick to Luton here. Cross comes in, not a very good one. And Maguire, and I don't think Williams is going to keep that in, although he does. And he wins the throw-in. Well done, Brandon, there. Do you think this formation could work for the Premier League, says Omar? What, the same formation that we play in the Premier League? This is what we play in the Premier League. Like, we've got Matic as the holder, Fred to the right of him, which is Pogba, Van der Beek in an advanced position, which is Bruno, Lingard on the left, which is Rashford, Mata on the right, which is Greenwood, and Ighalo up front, which is Martial. It's literally the formation we play all the time, just different players. Look at Lingard and his engine, not our first teamer, but when he runs past people and through channels, it makes me happy. Would you play him at the weekend, says Daniel Ansari. I mean, you'd have to drop Rashford. Do you think your formation... Yeah, we've read that one. Thanks to the Members Club. Ashton Wilton, welcome. Any truth to the rumour we may go back in with another bid for Benoit Badiashile, says Joshua Hall. I've not seen it, but I'd like it. This shows how uneducated some people are, saying Lingard is now looking good. Have you all forgotten about the last 12 to 18 months? Time to sell and get rid, says Kenneth Gearing. Well, Kenneth, I'm trying to be polite when I say look at the opposition. He's on 100 grand a week and he's playing against Luton reserves. You'd expect him to play well. Corner to Luton here. Apparently Williams had to switch to left back from right back a few years ago because of how good Lard is, says Tim said 35. Bailey, Lingard, Williams and Ighalo all better have good games. They're playing against a team at their level for once. Negative, Sean's back, says Sean Turner. And it may just be Luton, but you can only play who's in front of you in reference to Lingard, who's playing well, says Janino. And I think that's a very fair comment because people will say it's only Luton, this, that and the other. But how many times have we seen United players play against teams that they should be good at and not putting in a good performance? You know, Ighalo's not playing well, is he? You know, he's on 100 grand a week as well. You can only play the team in front of you, definitely. Cross comes in, headed back across. Ooh, I tell you what, there's a block there. It was half a chance and goes for a goal kick. Graphic needs Williams' new number. Love the channel, says CMGYT. Thanks for that. I'll take a note of that. Do you think Rashford's efforts off the pitch have had a negative impact on his football, says David Heaven? No. No. Good defence by United there. That was a half a chance for Luton. Well blocked. I like how Luton in the stands have made it look like there's fans with the cutouts. One of the better stadiums I've seen. I like it. I like the you know, this Luton town. What's the name of the ground? Is it Loftus Road? No, that's QPR. What's Luton's ground called? Don't tell me in the live comments. Kenilworth Road? Is that Luton? Used to be a plastic pitch in the 80s. People are saying you're having a laugh. They're not. Williams should play right wing, says Owen Don. Yeah, let's turn a player into a position that they're not. We love doing that. I think it might be Kenilworth Road for Luton. I'll await the experts in the live comments. Yeah, it is Kenilworth Road. Right, when I was a lad, like in the 80s, and used to watch Match of the Day, and United were playing against Luton at Kenilworth Road, it was a plastic pitch. AstroTurf. QPR and Luton played in the Division 1 and they had a plastic pitch. People are like, what are you talking about? They played on AstroTurf and they were allowed to do that. And can you imagine, like, Luton's ground was a plastic pitch. So no wonder they stayed up all the time because they were, you know, it's totally different, isn't it? Playing on that and that. But yeah, this is a proper old ground. I love it. It's why I love Goodison Park. Just proper old ground that's been the same since you were a kid. There won't be many of them left soon. But Luton used to play in Division 1. I remember them winning the... it's a shame Zane's not in the house, because I remember Luton Town beating Arsenal in this trophy, in the final at Wembley. It used to be called probably I think it was the Littlewoods Cup then, not the Carabao. And yeah, Luton used to be a Division 1 side. Mick Harford, Les Seeley, Ricky Hill, and I think they went all the way down to the conference. Here's Lingard. Go on. Oh, nice little play there by Lingard. Finds Agallo. He's in the box. Oh, not a good ball. I think Agallo's playing a bit crap, isn't he? Welcome to the Members Club, Ashton Wilton. Thanks for joining. And bet some of our nutty players were still slide tackling on the Astro, says Joshua Bowart. Oh, makes you want to cry. Do you think Arteta would challenge for the title with this current squad, says Torhammer? No. I don't think Arteta would challenge for the title with the Liverpool squad. Agallo not playing particularly well. Here's Luton coming forward and corner. Do you remember the game Guess Who? That's pretty much what we've done what they've done in the stands, says Nick P. Yeah, I like that. I like that, yeah. I like that, Nick. Well done. Well done. Time for a stretch. Half an hour in. Half an hour stretch. Get it in. Boohoo Man tracksuit. Get yours. Link in the video description. 40% off. This is a nice winter tracksuit, by the way. Just feels nice and snug. Who's on our bench? Bruno's on the bench. Bruno's on the bench. Rashford's on the bench. Greenwood's on the bench. Mengi's on the bench. McTominay, Shaw, Martial aren't. Oh, bloody hell. Watch out. Luton's about. Another corner. Luton are actually... You know, low-key, Luton are actually as good as is in this game. Corner taken. It's a short one, but Van der Beek will get away with this. Where's he going? I would expect some of the quality to be coming through a little bit here. I think Bruno is on the bench. I can confirm that for you. I think he is. Where's your salmon shorts, says Lewis noticed. There's been a temperature drop here. Right, we've got an overlap here. Matta's on the left. He's got Brandon on the... See, the trouble is, there's no point. What's the point of the overlap from Brandon Williams? He's got no left foot. And neither's Matta. So you're never going to get the cross coming in. Sorry, Matta is left-footed. I've just realised. I'm so used to him playing off the right. He's an inverted winger. Matt Judge and Edward Wood are both at this game tonight. I don't know why. Should be doing some bloody transfer business. But I suppose they're... Oh, what a tackle that is. He's had a good game, that Kiosa for Luton. I think him and Lingard have probably been the two best players, and they're up against each other. Here is Lingard again. Into Van der Beek. Agallo's having a bad game. He's been really poor. Yeah, Bruno is on the bench. Delot, Mengi, Bruno, James, Greenwood, Rashford. So, yeah, he is on the bench. And Grant is the goalkeeper. So, there you go. Would love Poch or Allegri instead of Ollie, says Omar63. What's the possession stats? Has anyone got those? I can get them. Don't worry yourself. You just sit there and watch. I'll do all the work. Sport. So 32 minutes gone. I think it's been quite an equal game. You know, I think, yeah, one or two United players have played quite well, but I think it's been quite an equal game so far. And 60% possession for United, 40% for Luton. 5 shots to our 4. We've had 2 on target, though. 3 corners each. Cross comes in. Ooh, I tell you what. He got a bit of a header on it, but goes wide. A long way wide. I didn't say Van der Beek's been poor. Jonathan Mullen, I said Igalo's been poor. Unless it slipped out of my mouth subconsciously. Brandon Williams did well actually there, the way he positioned himself, because he stopped him getting a free header. It's all about, sometimes you can't win the header, but you can stop them. In reply to Kenneth Jesse, has had issues over the last year. Give the guy a break. It's clear he's getting into form. He's literally scored 3 of your last 4 goals. High mark, by the way. Good luck, says Royal Mail X. And I miss arguing, having a different opinion with you. Let me be clear, I think you're a class presenter. Van der Beek looks class, says Robert. Robert, I've not fallen out with you. I'm glad you've had a timeout staring at your Harry Kane poster and that you're in a better mood now. Why are you using a defensive midfielder against Luton reserves, says James? I don't know, but Luton are worrying me a little bit at the moment. They're, I think we're all being blinded by the Jesse Lingard performance into thinking that we're actually playing really well. I think Luton have done really well. Here is Lingard down the left-hand side. Use it well here, Jesse. What you got? It's a Mata. You know the Bake-Off's back tonight. Cool. And Mata's lost the ball. I don't think Mata's having a very good game. Lautaro Valentini, Argentinian left-footed centre-back, strong, quick and exceptional passer. 20 years old, says Dylan Taylor. Bit of a scouter report there. Nearly 30,000 watching. Please share the video if you are watching and smash a like. Appreciate everyone tuning in for this Carabao Cup match on a Tuesday night. It has this almost autumnal feel to it. I'd say Lingard has been United's pick of the bunch. I don't think we've got hold of the midfield. You know what? I don't think we've got hold of the midfield enough for the players that we've got playing. I mean, it is Luton reserves, and you've got Matic, Fred, and Matic and Fred. Donny van der Beek's playing very high up. It's unfair to give him the responsibility of getting hold of the midfield. He's basically playing as a sub striker with Igalo. But here he is, Brandon again. Everything on his right foot. Oh, he's offside. He's offside. Ricky, Mata needs Martial, Rashford, Bruno around him, not Igalo and Lingard, says Tony Garner. You know what, though? Ricky will say that tonight. When you watch his fan cam tonight, he will say that. And to a certain extent, he's true. I've heard him say that many times before. That it's not fair on, Mata, that when he comes in, he doesn't get to play with the better players. So fair play to Tony Garner, and I think you're absolutely right. Welcome to Callum Foster, latest member of the United Stand Members Club. And Marks, Luton's number 14 is an ex-West Ham player, John Moncur's son, if you remember him playing in the 90s. I do, Joshua Bowater. I do. I really do. Your videos are great to watch while hanging a big brown. Thanks, mate, says Vito Goodman. Ah, dear. And, yeah, we move swiftly on. We move swiftly on from that one. Mick Harford is the Luton assistant manager now. Very good player in his day for Luton. Oh! Donny's in. No, he's not. Here's Mata. Thought he was going to take that in his stride and go one-on-one. Here's Fred. So he goes wide to Williams again. Everything on his ears. Who was it who said Brandon Williams? You won't even know he's right-footed. He's two-footed. He's the most right-footed left-back I've seen since Phil Neville. It is so right-footed. It's unbelievable. Please subscribe if you're new. Bottom right-hand corner. Tunnicliffe did well there. It's true though. He's very right-footed. What's up, Mark? Hope you and the fam are doing well. Lingard looks fittest player on the pitch, which could mean some season potential. Thoughts, says Cam Haymar. And what also, thank you for the contribution from Tom Best. Robert Jones, the bake-off remark went down like a lead balloon with the wife, Mark, says Robert Jones. Why doesn't she like it? And Bex United, welcome, latest member of the United Stand Members Club. And Callum Forster, appreciate that. Here's Brandon Williams coming down that side again. You know what? Can I just come back on the Jesse Lingard thing? Because I said this. When did I say it? Did I say it in the preview or did I say it today? I was really surprised Jesse Lingard wasn't involved in the game against Palace, because I've always said this: the fittest player we've got is Jesse Lingard. Like, he always on pre-season tours looks like Messi. And everyone else doesn't look that good. He's naturally, I think, the fittest player we've got. So I was really surprised in a game where we were struggling for fitness that Jesse Lingard didn't play. And tonight, we've seen again that natural fitness. Hi, Mark. Tested positive for COVID a week ago, and your streams every day are getting me through isolation. Sending my thanks from Glasgow, says David Rowney. I hope you've not been sick with it, mate, because that's the thing, isn't it? Some people get really ill with it. Some people are just having to stay at home. A Garlo first touch worse than Lukaku, says Dane Grayson. And did you look at Ollie's face just there, Mark? He looks sad and fuming inside because of lack of transfers and a slow game, says Chelsea Houseland. Well, to be honest with you, Chelsea, it's the same. I back Ollie, and I don't believe any of this Ollie out stuff is fair. But I must admit, as I said at Saturday, I thought the McTominay team selection was wrong, and I think the team he's picked tonight is wrong. They're reserve players who aren't good enough. There's a massive imbalance in the team. Lovely ball by Lingard there to Mata. Cross comes in. Where's Agallo? It's a decent cross from Mata, that is. But they look like a bunch of strangers at times. I think Man United FC will win 4-0 tonight, says Jenks. This game is the reason why we need squad depth. This is awful. I'm putting the bake-off on. I can't watch this crap anymore, says Sean Turner. At this point, it feels like they're trolling us playing Williams on the left, says Janino. And Donny needs to drop back 15 yards to get the ball, says Kenneth Gearing. I think you're right. I think Donny's probably playing a little bit too high. Not forgetting that it's Luton. I'd start him, though, says Rory McLean. What, over Rashford? Put Lingard on the left. Here's Maguire. See, he's got so much space. I've got a corner here. Get it on Maguire's head. Let's get a goal before half time. Let's take something from this half. See, that wasn't a terrible cross when he uses his left foot. He just doesn't do it enough. It bothers me that two of our midfield are left-footed and Mata forcing them off the ball to the left, often to the left where it goes back due to Williams' right foot, says Philip Cronstead. Yeah, there's not a synergy in that midfield at all. There's too many left-footers and then your left-back's right-footed. Poor cross there from Lingard. Welcome to the Members Club, Darren Giles. Thanks for joining, pal. And another short corner from Mata as well. Yeah, I think we should have gone stronger in this game. I said it in the preview, and I said it when the team news came out. I don't think this team's strong enough. And again, it's a bit of a disappointing display. Individuals, I mean, I think Lingard's played well. Would you say anybody else has played well? Rory McLean says I was talking about Bailly. Okay, yeah, okay. I don't know that Eric Bailly's played fantastically well tonight. I think this game would have been perfect for Delo to have a right back at, and Mengi should be playing to get some first team experience. $5 for whoever spots the Williams forward pass, says Joshua Harper. Sarcastic. There, he's gone backwards again. It's always nice when you read the comment out and then they follow through. I'm fully aware we're playing Luton's second team. This is our second team, though, let's be honest. Mata into Van der Beek. Wide to Lingard. He's got a lot of space. Give it to Williams. Have a shot. Have a shot. You're right-footed, mate. Oh, comes onto his left. Bloody typically gets it on his right foot. He can have a shot and he comes back on his left and passes it to Lingard. Something he's not done for most of the game. Van der Beek. Oh, good tackle. Could have been a penalty there. Penalty now. Brandon Williams goes down. Penalty. Manchester United right before half-time. Looks like we're going to get something. Ollie just looks fed up and bored, says Kenneth Gaming. Well, he won't be now. We should be getting... We've got a penalty. 6 of top 7 in league playing each other at weekend. Leicester City, Everton, Palace and Arsenal versus Liverpool, says Mr. EC Football. I think the game would have been perfect for Delo. We've read that one already. It's a penalty, that is. People are saying it's soft. I mean, there was actually a potential penalty on his hand. Yeah, that's a penalty. That is a penalty. Juan Mata on the penalty then. Take something from the half. And he does. 1-0, Juan Mata. Breathe. Breathe. Get in. We needed that. We needed that. Hopefully they can, get rid of those cobwebs a little bit now and build on that, because it wasn't a great half. I mean, to be fair, Juan Mata should have scored way before that from the cross from Lingard. But 1-0 to Manchester United. For me, that's a Stonewall penalty. And we lead 1-0. I'm not going to over-celebrate. It's not, it's not the FA Cup final or anything like that. It's a goal against Luton reserves, but penalty, Manchester United, yeah. We'll take that. People going mad because United have won a penalty. We'll take that. We'll take it. I mean, look, talking about it, the only real half, besides the penalty, Matt has been poor. Ricky's man of the match is Salah Ahmed. And we all know Ricky's fan cam is going to be about that's why you pick Juan Mata, says Robert McCormack. And Martial puts this game to bed, says Scott Hargreaves. And welcome to the Members Club, Darren Giles. Hi Mark, just want to say good luck to United this season, but as well that Sancho will stay at Dortmund this season, says Jeanette Palacinima. I tell you what, Dortmund fans, you better hope he's staying at your club, because the amount of people that have been bantering me from Dortmund over the last few weeks, he needs to stay at Dortmund, because you're gonna be crying till Christmas. Freddie's great at holding the ball up and playing the simple stuff, very underrated, says Nick Warren. It's a lovely ball from Fred out to Mata, absolutely fantastic. Rolls it into Williams, and that's a goal kick. A win is a win, I'll take it. However, would love to see us earn a win via chemistry. Feel bad for Ollie, but I'm Ollie all the way. Renaissance, says Cam Haymar. And Fred, and we've read that one already. And Mark, would you class Jesse as a good bench player, or would you rather sell? Says Sean Bannister. I think it's really difficult, because for me, I think Mata, Pereira and Lingard you've got too many players there. Like, literally two. You only need one of them now that we've got Van der Beek and Bruno. So, I would keep Lingard. But then, if you want to raise money, Lingard's probably the one player that people would want. I mean, if people are interested in Lingard on tonight's performance, they would be interested in him, wouldn't they? Sorry, Mark, scoring from a penalty right before half and not from open play doesn't give me any encouragement after the Palace fiasco, says Chris Grenthwell. And Jonathan Gambrell, latest member of the United Stand Members Club, thanks for joining in. Look, we're at half time. Ollie in again, said somebody there. Look, just to point out, Mark, that Van der Beek also has a football brain. He's 2 steps ahead of everyone else on the field. Has to start Saturday. Also, Fred has to start as well, says Ben P. Fred starts against Palace. We probably don't lose that game. But I don't know why I've gone all Michael Caine either. But I tell you what, let me say this: that half was a very equal game. I'm not going to deny that was a very equal game. We're 1-0 up because of a penalty. We're not 1-0 up because we've dominated them and missed loads of chances. Luton have had as many good chances as we've had, and it's been a very equal game. So in that sense, you've got to judge Man United and say, how are you having an equal game against Luton reserves? Because, all right, it's our reserves, but Juan Mata's wage is more than any of that entire team we're up against. So we should expect him. We should be getting more from Mata. We should be getting more from Ighalo. We should be getting more from that midfield. And we should be getting more from our fullbacks. And I know Brandon Williams won the penalty, but he's had so many opportunities on that left-hand side, and he keeps coming back on his right foot. And, you know, we've got two left-footed players who want to play it to the left back, who then wants to play it back because it's like that comment in the first half. Matic and Fred are left-footed, so they receive the ball in the middle of the pitch. They look to the left to pass it with their strong foot. Williams receives it and looks to pass it back with his right foot. So there's an imbalance there. Wan-Bissaka have seen nothing from down the right-hand side. Absolutely sod all. Lingard's had a really good game. Ighalo's been poor. So you can sort of see why it's another disjointed performance from United. But we've managed to get that penalty. We are 1-0 up. And, you know, sometimes, you know, you would definitely take that. Barcelona want Max Aaron's thoughts, Mark, says Jordan M. And just to point out, Mark, that Van der Beek... Yeah, I've read that one as well. So, yeah, disjointed from Manchester United. I'm not going to lie about that. It was a disjointed performance. And, you know, Luton were as good as we were, or as bad as us, whichever way you want to do it. But nice to be going in 1-0. Nice to, you know, get out of this game with a win. I don't think Luton will score against us, to be honest. But, you know, you never say never. And for me, yeah, I mean, again, I don't want to say I told you so. We're going to get Flex on now. I don't want to say I told you so. But I do feel that we've seen the half that I expected. I never expected that 11 that's not played together to go and dominate Luton. And they didn't. There was a couple of individual performances. I want an apology from all fans blaming Herrera. Now he left in a mess. Rio and Everest saying how Woodward treats players, says Red Baron. Matt Judge and Richard Arnold are at the match. Pop your slippers on and go and have a word, Flex, says Joshua Powerwater. And what's your take on Dortmund bemused by United's approach statement, says Manmit. Well, you know, I think everyone's bemused. And people have to stop this Ollie agenda. As soon as we get a goal and because it is a penalty, they say Ollie out, says Chelsea. What was your what was your thoughts on that half, Flex?
Well, what we expected. I mean, tight. We started all right. First 15 minutes. And just in control, like you would expect, nothing outstanding. Then, you know, Luton dropping back, not really pressing us. Give Maguire time on the ball, he's going to pick someone out. You know what I mean? Easy. Wasn't really creating much chances apart from the Mata shot, which forced the save for the corner. And then we just dropped off. At one point, they had like 70% possession, which shouldn't be happening. I'm sorry. I know that it's 11 against 11, but that only happens if the players of Manchester United's quality allow Luton to do that.
Well, I thought it was a very equal game, yeah.
It was. We got into good positions. I'll say the bright spots for me, obviously Jesse's played well, getting into pockets of space, doing well, passing and moving and just playing simple but effectively. Van der Beek's picked up good position, you know, good head, good brain on him in terms of where to be. And he's worked well with Mata in them little pockets of space. But nothing really top-notch, to be honest. Quite poor. Brandon Williams gave the ball away quite a couple of times. Put us on the back foot. Eric Bailly did a indecisive header, put us on the back foot. Maguire gave one away on the right-hand side, put us on the back foot. Anytime Luton looked most dangerous was from our own mistakes and a couple of set pieces. So, yeah, we did look the penalty. Obviously, it was a penalty. So, you know, you can't say fair in that. People always laugh at us for getting the penalties, but it's actually a positive. Yeah, we're always in attacking positions where people feel they need to foul, and we get into those positions. It's not our fault we keep getting pens.
No.
Against Luton, you just want to see us be more dominant. I want to see their keeper working more. Ighalo, I haven't seen much from.
Dreadful from Ighalo, really. It's like watching Lukaku. It's just bouncing off him like a trampoline, isn't it?
Yeah, it's just not good. Matic and Matic has been steady, just does what Matic does, and Fred, they've done okay. I heard what you're saying there about both being left-footed and the way they're obviously going to receive the ball.
Well, I think they're going to Williams, who's giving it back, and that's why there's a few people there saying crab football sideways FC. But you know, I mean, I've got to be honest, from a tactical point of view, that's why you need a left-footed left back, because Brandon Williams wins the penalty. But there was so many times. There's a lot of space on that left-hand side.
But we have got in there though. Look, see, like Van der Beek getting in down the side, but then the last cross is blocked. Like the interchange has been okay.
Yeah,
you know, lead up to that penalty. It's just that the final moment hasn't been good. But Jesse's been getting in behind, and on the other side, Mata has obviously drifted off that right hand side and got like a free roam.
I think on VAR that might not have been a penalty. You know.
Might not have been.
Yeah, because there's definitely. I think it's a penalty. I think it's a penalty.
A little bit clumsy.
I always say that's a penalty because the contact's there for him to use it. But I've seen last season Martial, Son. They sometimes say it's not enough to go down with that, but for me, he's put the foot there, and Williams has moved into it, and I think it's clever play. But at the end of the day, do we deserve to be 1-0 up? Is the question. I would say, well, you can't say we don't, but I wouldn't have been surprised if it had been 0-0.
No,
it was a very
it looked like
equal game.
It looked like it was going to end 0-0 that half, didn't it? Basically, you couldn't see. I mean, to be fair, we got. I mean, Matt had that where it was passed across.
He should have scored that. Yeah.
And then the first one, which forced the save. So, in terms of actual shots on goal, I mean, we've created it, but it's slim pickings. There's nothing to write home about against Luton. Darren Bent messaged me in the break saying, "You lot are lucky. I hope we lose as well." By the way, so I just said to him, "I'll get Darren Fletcher on and mate."
We need to start playing Greenwood up top in these types of games, getting used to playing as a striker for the future. Can't keep playing Agarlo, says Prem Prodigy. And Maguire passing very poor again tonight. Liability. Williams more right learning than Nick Griffin. Need a better second half. I can't say the other name, Lloyd. Look, I mean, he is quite bad himself, isn't he? But he's not as bad as the other name you said. We want to see Fred, Bruno, and Van der Beek. Loads of energy, says Craig Anderson. I think that as well. I think that Van der Beek's done quite well. And somebody said about Mata. Ricky's going to say at the end, it's not fair. Mata's playing with shit players. You've put him with. He never gets to play with the good players. But I think that is true, especially with Lingard and Donny van der Beek, who I think have played quite well, but they are a bit limited by having a left back who's right-footed, Agarlo playing that bad, and Matic and Fred probably their first game to get match fitness. So I think this is why I predicted not a great performance, because I think the fluidity was never going to be there with that set of players. Van der Beek probably wants to give it and go, and you give it to Agarlo and the ball goes. So Space Cadet Petch says, I thought Donny had a solid movement, but would love to see Rashford, Greenwood and Fernandes to come on and put this game to bed. Exactly. And Lingard out is absolutely awful. If he goes to Spurs, I'll drive him to London myself, says Kieran Whitten. Well, it's funny, actually.
He's played well.
Lingard's actually been probably our best player, hasn't he?
He has been our best player.
Yeah.
He has been
and so he should be, because it is Luton. But
exactly.
I think Lingard is
highlighting... Can't have a go at him in this game, though. That's just an agenda.
Yeah, Lingard is highlighting the underperforming of the players who are underperforming, because everybody should be playing as well as Lingard. You're on 100 grand a week. Agarlo's on 100 grand a week. Mata's on 140 grand a week. I don't think Mata had a very good half, really. I know he's got the goal, but
I thought he did right. I thought Mata did
all right, but I think Matic and Fred should be getting hold of that midfield more. It's a Luton Town reserves midfield. So yeah, I don't. People are saying let's play Bay against Brighton. I don't think Eric Bay had an amazing half. I think Wan-Bissaka's been. I don't know. I've not seen Wan-Bissaka. I've seen him out of position, but I've not seen him getting forward.
Eric Bailly done one thing where it did stick to my head. I don't know if you saw it. It's where someone passed it on the inside of Maguire, and he tried to turn around and go after it. Yeah. And then Bailly's just come round and swept with the pace, and then nicked it off the guy.
I think just struggling with the height of that forward. You said that to me.
I did say that. Yeah. I said they were going to play with a guy who's just going to kind of kick lamps, and he's not their number one starter. So. Yeah, I mean, the reason why we're a bit down is because, it's Luton, and we should be dominating, and we should be peppering the goal. The keeper should be making saves, or they should be forced back. They shouldn't have 70% possession with us just tucked in, being difficult to break down. That shouldn't be happening. But this is what I mean. This is why I talk about tactics. This is why I do agree with people saying, well, how is that happening? Even with them players, how is that happening? I know people will say, yeah, but it's shit. It's because he's playing this. He's making a statement to the board. He's saying, look, this is why we need new players. Yeah, I get that a bit, but Luton, mate, if you play your first team, I don't think it'll be too much different.
Well, yeah, look, this is essentially treated as a pre-season game, says Rowan Phillip, and seems like one of those rare moments where we need to be giving starters some time today and not resting them, says Daniel Luciano, and I think that's the point. If we played the first team today, I think we might be 3-0 up at half-time. And then we'd be sat here saying this is a really good preparation, fitness-wise and confidence-wise, for a massive game against Brighton. I think we could have predicted how we're going to feel at half-time the minute the team sheet came out. Even if we were winning 4-0, I think we'd be going, but what does it really do for Brighton on Saturday? And I think that is why subconsciously or consciously we're not feeling that great about it. But there's been one or two positives. And one of those is that we're 1-0 up, and let's hope we can get some of those better players on in the second half for half an hour and get something into their legs. Please subscribe to the channel if you're new, by the way. Bottom right hand corner, we're nearly at 842,500. Bottom right hand corner to subscribe. We've got the fan cams with Flex coming up afterwards. It's going to be here. Really interesting to see Ricky's one, because he's got his two favourites playing. So who will he give man of the match to, Mata or Matic? So subscribe if you're new, bottom right hand corner. Live every night at 8 o'clock, every morning at 10 a.m. I wouldn't be surprised if United do a bit of business. I know that sounds like an alien concept, but I think with this game out of the way, hopefully we can get that left back, because I tell you what, I definitely don't want to see. I know he won the penalty. I definitely don't want to see Brandon Williams playing at left back again. I'm more than happy to see him at right back, but I cannot understand how people said he's both footed. He's the most right-footed left back I've seen since Phil Neville.
Yeah, it's not his game. He just always wants to come inside, and I hate when people put the same breath as Dennis Irwin. Like, don't even do that.
Dennis Irwin had a left foot,
Yeah, exactly. That's the difference. If you're going to be a right-footed left back, you have to be able to play with both feet. And
you can be a right-footed left back, like you say. You can be Dennis Irwin, but you've got to have a very good left foot. Brandon Williams is right-footed. He comes on his right foot all the time.
Yeah, he does.
We're watching local old boys AFTV. The United stand in 30 years' time. Maka grows some beard. We are there. Says Maguire is better with base. Says Chelsea Houseland. We so desperately need a left-footed left-back, says Robbo FM. The amount of times Brandon's been in acres of space to cross but has to check back. Yeah, exactly. It slows the play down. Too slow on the ball with many touches. Some players turning like tractors need a left-back. Williams is not a left-back. Boring football, no pattern to play. And we have no positional play. Ollie needs to work on that, says Stefan Ansu. And look, just sticking on that, if you think about the amount of times Brandon Williams has had it on the left-hand side in acres of space and comes onto his right and passes it back. Luke Shaw, Tellez, Reguilon, whoever your left-footed left-back is, in that situation, they're going to attack that space and whip it in. That's what they would do. Look, I know Luke Shaw doesn't get enough assists, but he wouldn't come back and pass it backwards because you're on your natural foot. Brandon Williams needs I think if you give Brandon Williams that space on the right-hand side, you'd see a totally different player because he would whip it in.
He's not going to get a game there, exactly, which is why he probably should be understudy to Wan-Bissaka.
Well, Jimmy's just said it in the live comments. I believe in Williams at a right back, and I think that's going to be a really interesting concept. But as a left back, I think we've tried it, and this is probably why we need a left back, because you know what? If Luke Shaw gets injured again this season, Brandon Williams is your left back. You've got an imbalanced team. It's another advert to go and buy a left back.
Exactly. It's just annoying because that's not actually our priority, though. But it is, excuse me, it is something that does need addressing 100%, because we've seen it already when Luke Shaw got injured in that Southampton game, and then Brandon got injured and had to come off as well, actually, innit? But ever since then, we just haven't been the same then.
Is that goal from Mata, the penalty, has that put the game to bed for you? What do you expect from the second half?
Yeah, I expect us to be more the same and probably nick another one, and then it'll be 2-0. I'd like to see us go from strength to strength and go through the gears and get to threes and fours, but I just think that half will be more of the same. Similar pattern, I think it will take.
Yeah, I hope so. I hope we get a couple of goals. I really would like to see a Martial and Rashford and Bruno come on, and maybe
Martial's not even on the bench.
Oh, not Martial. Yeah, Rashford and Greenwood and Bruno come on, and maybe just tap a couple of goals in, make it a 3-0.
Or even just to get, or even if they don't score, just to get a run out, they just need the lungs. I'd like if it's 1-0 and it's the 75th minute, just chuck them on.
Especially because they're, I know Lingard's played well, he has played well, but there's a lot of space on that left hand side. So if you get Rashford on with space to run into, might nick a goal. Mark, it says on Sky Sports United are not sure if they want to pay for Tellez because he will be a free next summer and can talk to him in January. Oh, God. That's from Ben McAuliffe. And can you imagine how bad Liverpool would batter Luton in this game, even with their second team? Depressing, says Brooks. No. I mean, Liverpool are a fantastic team, but I don't think you could say Liverpool's second team's going to turn up and blast this lot. I think that's a. I think again we're moving into the whole PE teacher and Ollie's a fraud and all that stuff again. I think many teams put their second team out and not necessarily do well. I expect better from United, but I think you've got to be a little bit realistic. I think we just wanted to see some first teamers play today. Yeah,
that is it. They just need the fitness. They just need to open up the lungs. So yeah, hopefully they can get on and do that.
Yeah, all right, mate. Well, we'll see you on the fan cams afterwards. Thanks for joining us at half time.
Nice one, mate. See you shortly.
All right, mate. Speak to you in a bit.
All right, in a bit.
You can catch Flex a little bit later with Ricky and co on the fan cams, on the match reactions. Make sure you follow him on Twitter, which you can do, at FlexUTD. And we're about to kick off the second half here. Big shout out to Boohoo Man for sponsoring the show again. You can get your clobber. I'm wearing my tracksuit, as you can see. Link in the video description. 40% off for United Stand viewers. So you can get your t-shirts, your jumpers, your tracksuit like me. 40% off using the United Stand code when you check out. Thanks to Boohoo Man for sponsoring the show again on the watch along. And well done to the person who won the £800 voucher. Donny's IQ is better than Lampard's, says EJ Scuba. Don't go down that road. Anyway, the game's kicked off. Second half, here we go. What do you think's going to happen? Good tackle by Eric Bay, wins it back and gives it to Wan-Bissaka. There's Fred. Oh, Lingard, you should have laid that off first time there. It's good work by Lingard, but if he'd laid it off, let's see, he's giving the ball away. There was a nice little layoff to Donny there. But it's not the end of the world. No changes from Manchester United. You can do your player ratings in the second half, by the way. We'll be opening that up on the United Stand website soon. Player ratings. Basically what happens is you vote for your player ratings on the website. If a few thousand of you do it, it will aggregate your score. And then on my match reaction, I give my score. Click the thing on the screen and it will show what yours are. And we'll see how close we are together. And I think today, unlike on Saturday, we are going to get an interesting set of player ratings, because Saturday it was everyone got like a 2 or 3. Take your earpiece out. Yeah, I don't need it. Relax, people. Liverpool lost 7-0 to Villa with their reserves. Garner lost 3-1 for Watford today. Thoughts, Mark, says Chelsea. There's only one player. Just because Garner plays for Watford doesn't mean that he can, do it all himself. Interested to see how well Garner and Chong are going to do on loan, though, and I hope a few more can follow them. Henderson's not really been tested this game, has he? So he might start against Brighton, but if he doesn't really get tested, he will want to make a couple of saves in this game. Rob Davies says we're too slow on the ball again. Henry Morgan says, I know more about football than you. Start your own channel, mate. I'll even give you a shout out. Henry Morgan football channel. He knows way more than me. Go and watch him. Lingard is crap, says Chris Harvey. Well, I think people are just saying Lingard is crap in the live comments now to try and be clever, because it's clearly not the case. To me, he's been our best player this game, with Van der Beek. I need to stretch, says Darcy Harrison. Yeah, stretch it out in my Boohoo Man tracksuit. Get yours. 40% off. Oh, Luton are in here. Cross headed away by Maguire. Again, Luton not messing about, are they? Having a go. Well in by Fred. Agallo lays it off. Fred loses the ball. I thought that was a foul, ref, to be honest. A lively start from Luton again. I keep thinking there's fans in the ground. It's because of them bloody Guess Who fans. Would have been offside there. I really like your jumper, says Cameron Bentley. Sponsored by Boohoo Man. 40% off. Link in the video description. You could be wearing one too very soon. Today's United fans equals it's going to be a hard game. United fans... sorry, I need to read that one. United fans from the 90s, we are going to smash them. United has really fallen from grace, says Morton. Zane's in the house. Mate, you're struggling against Luton. How will you cope at the Fortress of Fear? Zane, I'm really glad you've come on to the show. I don't normally care if you come on. But I just wanted to remind you, if you are an Arsenal fan, of Luton Town. I remember them as a young lad. And the reason I remember them is because they beat Arsenal in the League Cup. I think it was was it 80, might have been 87 or something like that, 88 maybe. Yeah. So Arsenal fans know a lot about Luton Town. Is the Boo-hoo Man discount available in Canada, says Ajmal. Check it out, I think so. Get the feeling Martial isn't there and Greenwood is on the bench so he can be tried down the middle. This would be the perfect game to try that, says Mark. I hope so. I hope we will make some of those changes, actually. We'll see. This is the second half, Zach. Ollie really does look pissed off, says Jordan Such. Wouldn't you be? I mean, it really is like you work, you perform a miracle with a set of players that really shouldn't be in the top four. You get them into the top four, you get to the summer, you get in the Champions League and you think, right, they're going to give me some players now to build on this. And you come back and you've got the same set of players. I think we need to acknowledge that Maguire is average at best. His defensive clearances have been shocking. Are you putting up the vids people sent to you, says Legal. No. No, thanks everyone who did send their videos in, of which there's been hundreds. We are still working through watching them all. And some people will be contacted in relation to, getting involved in the channel. But fantastic, really enjoying watching them all. But no, we can't put them all up. It would just be... For one, we've not had time to watch them all yet. And for two, it's all to do with after the Palace game. So it's outdated. But it's been worthwhile just to listen to lots of different people, and I appreciate everyone who's done it. Paul Cheeseman says, how the hell is Luton having more possession? Well, they've got us penned in at the moment. Here's Mata into Wan-Bissaka. Keeps it in. Does well there, actually, and wins a throw-in. Rashford and Bruno just warming up. Lovely tracksuit top, that is. That's the one I wear on the morning show. And Van der Beek's giving a foul away here. Bruno and Rashi warming up, says Janaid. What size tracksuit do you wear, says Chaz? I've been a medium for years. None of this large crap. Oh, they played a short free kick there. Surprised about that. He'll put it in towards the back post. And Matic does a good job. I think if you get Rashford up front in this game, it'll make a big difference. Take Agallo off. Dean Henderson's number 26. Thoughts on Agallo, everyone? I think he's had a bad game. Giving away a few free kicks here, United. A little bit naive. We've given 2 or 3 free kicks away, and it's just allowing Luton to get on the front foot a little bit. Although, I must admit, Luton haven't had any decent shots on goal yet. Long may that continue. Not a lot of love for Ighalo in the live comments. He's been shocking, says Nigerian Prince. There was that story about Ighalo that... was it Osman's brother or something, or an agent saying that Agallo had been disrespected by Man United and should have been playing more games? Nice ball there to Donny van der Beek. If that was Lingard, it was a delightful ball. No, it wasn't Lingard. It was Fred. Shoot, Jesse! Over the bar. Lovely ball by Fred again, that one, to get Donny in. Can you teach us the nightmare noise, please, mate? I need to wake up. I'm stuck watching a Man United team struggling against Luton with Agallo up top, says Russell Thompson. Goes something like this. If you know, you know. And Mark, your voice is very therapeutic. I'm falling asleep, says Genwell. Are you going to auction off your golf clubs as Bale joins Spurs instead, says Amy Assey? You know what? There's something on YouTube I watch. If I'm watching a film or something like that, or Netflix, I'll watch it and I won't fall asleep. But there's something on YouTube that I watch and I like it, but I'm always asleep within 5 minutes. It's very therapeutic. Dr. Robert Campbell, he talks about COVID and stuff like that. He's been doing it for months and he does a video every day, about 25 minutes. I'm always asleep by about 10 minutes in, and it's interesting stuff. It's just very therapeutic. Welcome to the Members Club, Nathan S. And thanks for joining and hearing more reports that Chinese investment group are in talks to take over United. You heard anything, Mark? Have the Glazers finally cracked, says Sean Turner. They've definitely cracked. No, I've not heard anything about that. We should have let Agallo go and bring another forward like Werner. Shows the ambition of the club, says Sebastian Bodger. Yeah, well, that was all about saving money in Sebastian, wasn't it, really? You know, keep a player like Agallo. Don't have to spend any money. Don't have to do any work, you know. And I've just tweeted that I think against... towards the back end of the season, I thought he was poor. I think he's been poor again tonight. Here's Mata, Donny van der Beek. To Mata. Oh, he doesn't get there. Matic has been turned here. He won't get back. He ain't got the pace. A foul by... I didn't think that was a foul by Brandon Williams. I thought he got the ball. Mark, responding to the person who said your voice is soothing, would you consider a new channel? ASM, says Luke Jones. And that's the problem with Matic. If he gets turned in the midfield, he's not even trying to get back. He just hasn't got the legs. Personally, I didn't think that was a foul by Brandon Williams. Gets the ball. Got the ball there. Got booked for that. How is that a foul? Says Arky. I agree, mate. He's gone and got himself booked. I don't think Matt has played well. I don't. I know he scored the penalty, but I could score a penalty. Get Agallo off and let Mason have half an hour up top leading the line, says Jacob Harris. I think it would make a big difference. I think we'd all like to see that. Did all the Ollie outs expect second or first this year, says Bets United. Onto the roof of the net there. As expected, Luton lacking quality in the final third. Mark, the league won't let the Chelsea buy United as the government don't want them involved. 5G, says Amy Assey. I wouldn't believe that we were looking to do anything about that anyway, to be honest. Here's Brandon Williams on the left hand side. Nicely out to Wan-Bissaka. Not seen much of Wan-Bissaka on this game at all, have we? Oh. Is he offside there? Van der Beek is too good for this team playing at the moment. It's just Jordan White. And I think that can be... that's a very good point. You do suffer from putting a player who's too good to play with the reserves. Did you jump in the pool yet for the Van der Beek, says Mickey? Yes, I just didn't film it. I don't know why people want to see me filming jumping into a pool naked. Mark, Zayn does my head in as much as the Glazers. Hashtag Zayn out, says Brian Murphy. Ooh, it's trending. What is our obsession with slowing down the play, says Bryce Jones. We start the counter-attack, feed the wing, and they just bloody stop and let the defence shape up. It's been like that for a long time for United, though. I mean, I think some of these players almost need a reset button. We've, Van Gaal, Mourinho, and with Ollie to a certain extent. There's a lot of this side-to-side football. Corner to United here. Pochettino would not give Brandon a left foot, Maguire a yard of pace and Mata his winger. We need investment, not a new manager, says Sebastian Bodry. Exactly, I think he's spot on. I think Gabriel is the signing of the season, says Same Miasi. What, after 2 games? See how he does against Liverpool on Monday night. Looking forward to watching that, actually. Fred's been decent. Yeah, I think Fred should have played on Saturday against Palace. 100%. Here's Lingard. Not been in the game as much this second half, but he's won a free kick there. Mark, did AFTV donate to charity in the end after losing the bet, says Chris Chisholm? I don't know. I'm speaking to Robbie in a couple of weeks, so I will take that up with him. Half an hour to go. Let's get a couple of subs on here. Come on, Ollie. Getting a good performance out of Agarlo is going to be like getting blood out of a stone tonight. Get him off. Get Rashford or Greenwood on. You left Williams as 53 on the team sheet. Agarlo had a very poor game today. What do you think about Armin, Guri, Leon instead, says George. Mihal and Mata and Agarlo is not good enough for a championship team in my opinion, says Chelsea. Why could we expect dominance when they are equal to the Luton players? Look, it's a very controversial thing to say this, but it's 2 years ago since Mata played against Brighton and Leicester, I think it was, and got absolutely dominated in the opening 2 games of the season. He's still here. I think Matt has been done for 2 years. I like Juan Mata. I think he's been a great player, but Diop, Cullen and Moyes have tested positive for COVID, says Jonathan Gambrat. It's going to be I don't know. Don't know what's going to happen with that. Do West Ham get their games called off, or do they have to put a team out with the assistant manager? I don't know what happens. I mean, they've lost their first 2 games of the season, West Ham, as well. Can you start affording to cancel games? Agarlo, come on. Greedy shit. Greedy shit. Why did he not just play Lingard in then? Lingard nearly scores from a Mata cross. I don't know why. Agarlo's running through then. He tries to do a skill move and shoot. And all he had to do was slip Jesse Lingard in one-on-one. Bloody Agarlo there. Hit it, Matic. Oh, good shot. Van der Beek picks it up. Dink it. Oh, no one's on the edge. Oh, no one's on the edge. Liam Deegan says, nice kit, Mark. Must have a look at Boohoo Man. Links in the video description. Get yourself 40% off through the United Stands. Thanks to Boohoo Man for the sponsorship of the show today. Here's Mata into Van der Beek. I think he's got to be offside. Yeah, he's offside. Ricky needs to chill out with this Matic and Mata agenda. They're bang average at best. Keep up the good work, mate. Glazers out, says Hayden Campbell. I think that I still think Matic is a decent player. I just don't think Mata's got it anymore. I don't like saying that about Juan Mata, by the way, because I really do like him. But I just don't think he's got it anymore. Lingard nearly scoring there. They're just playing it back. I don't think he can do anything more than he did there, Jesse, to be fair. I don't think it was an easy chance. Fred, man of the match, thoughts, says Kevin. I think second half, Lingard's dropped off a bit. So over the game, there is Lingard though. Nice ball into Agarlo. Oh my God, that first touch is dreadful. You could have been in and having a shot there. He's trash. Agarlo is trash tonight. He needs... Well, I don't know what he needs. You can't start him against Brighton, but he needs bloody game time. He's been awful. Bardistas is loving the movement of Van der Beek. I think if we'd had a decent striker today, we'd have scored a couple more goals. Mata with the cross, headed away. Yeah, I think Fred's not a bad shout for man of the match. He's been really good today, says Vignesh. First off, I thought Lingard was the better player over between him and the best player in the United team, but I think Lingard's been a bit quieter second half, and Fred's continued his performance. So I think it would be between those two for me, Fred or Lingard. Probably, if it can. Well, there's still 25 minutes to go. But it overemphasises why Fred should have played at the weekend and not McTominay. There will be ratings, Hawks. You can vote for those. They normally come out in about 10 minutes' time on the website for the match reaction. Yeah. Please subscribe to the channel if you're new. Bottom right hand corner. See how we're doing for that. We're only 70 away from 842,500. So bottom right hand corner. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. We're live every morning at 10 a.m. with the latest transfer news. Every evening at 8 o'clock. Obviously all the match watch along and fan cams will be coming in tonight. Sophie, Ricky and all that lot. Looking forward to those, especially Ricky's, who's going to just, I don't know what he can say about Mata tonight, but I'm sure he's going to say he played really, really well. And for me, I don't think he has, but there you go. But it's not been a massive improvement on the first half, to be honest. Again, a lot of players looking off the pace. Semedo has joined Wolves on a permanent deal, according to Fabrizio Romano. And Suarez is off to Atletico Madrid. Luis Suarez. Yellow card there for a late tackle on Eric Bailly. Let's hope he's not injured. I think he'll be alright. Thanks for the super chat from Chung. He says, what percentage do you give us finishing top four? I fear Everton and Tottenham this year. I get depressed thinking about the bloody Glazers. You know what, Chung? If I'm absolutely honest with you, I can't predict where United are going to finish at the moment because I don't think we've done all the business we're going to... Well, I hope we've not done all the business we're going to do. At this moment in time, if we did no more transfer business, I think it would be fair to say that we might finish in... we might struggle to finish fourth, but... If we bought three players in, a centre-back, a left-back and Sancho, then I would say I reckon we might be doing better than that. Hi Mark, just wanted to say you're a real inspiration to me and helped me get out of my depression while I was in lockdown with the personal channel, says TimBoss239. Thanks for the super chat. And if you ever want to watch some of my stuff on my personal channel that's not football related, it's just sort of, I don't know how you describe it, Mark Goldbridge channel, or just search going for Goldbridge. Luton into the box here. Cross comes in. Cleared by Eric Bailly and a wild shot wide by Luton for a goal kick. Make some bloody subs, Ollie. Make some bloody subs. This is painful. Just get some bloody subs on. Welcome to the members club, Young King. I just don't know why he's not made any subs. Like, if Luton equalise, what happens? Penalties? Is it straight to penalties? I don't know. Don't know why we've not made any subs yet. You've got fucking 5 substitutes. Sometimes he just makes subs too late. Surely, look, I've watched a lot of football over the years. There is no reason to keep all these players on this long. Like Fred and Matic for a start, probably going to play at the weekend. Okay, they can play 90 minutes. But, you know, Mason Greenwood, Mason Greenwood, Marcus Rashford, you'd expect them to start on Saturday. Surely it's an idea to give them 10 minutes. Is Mata in the box? Sorry, more than 10 minutes. Oh, Lingard, he's got to score from there. Goal kick. Don't know how he misses this. Mata. Good ball by Wan-Bissaka, and Lingard. He wasn't actually that far off. This is the most painful part. Ollie does not sub, says Venkat. 20 minutes to go. He should be making subs. I think Luton have moved the ball around quite well, as well. Can you call my mate Chris Robinson a prat? His dad is the manager of Motherwell, says Jack Ferguson. Doesn't make him a prat. Didn't Stuart McCall used to be manager of Motherwell? What if we buy Tellez and King but not Sancho, says Green Grits? I cry, basically cry live on a stream. Who won the Boohoo giveaway, Mark, says Harry Boylan? I can tell you. I'll tell you now. I think it was... I can't remember what their first name was. I know what their second name was. I said it at the start of the show. Luton on the attack here. Tackled by Harry Maguire there. Strength. Gets it wide to Jesse. Left hand side. It's Fred. Adam Ditter won the £800 voucher. Wan-Bissaka with the cross. Donny van der Beek. Oh, saved with the feet. So Adam Ditter won the £800 voucher. Well done to him. I did announce it at the start of the show, but he will have had an email anyway. Mark, prediction against Liverpool. I think 3-1 Aubameyang hat-trick, says Amy Assey. It'd be amazing if Arsenal did win that game. Is the only 3 subs in this game, Mark, not 5 anymore, but agree, get them on, says Chelsea. I love Fred, but Ollie is Matt. Let's watch what happens to the corner. Mata with the cross. Maguire. Oh, for friggin' hell's sake. Maguire's heading from corners is a bloody joke. That's a free header and he heads it basically to the keeper. The amount of times the amount of times he wins the ball and then heads it like a balloon. I love Fred, but Ollie's managed him poorly. He plays him into form, but Ollie sits him out after restart. I don't think he has the physical presence for a CDM, though. He's better box to box, says Sean Finity. And Scholes says, Mark, this is why people say Ollie moves like a PE teacher. I don't agree, by the way. Still no subs. We are learning nothing new from this team. It's worrying. And John Parashlam says, does Ollie really forget sitting there in the stands that he can make subs? Maybe the club should hire someone next to Ollie to remind him subs are allowed. Pumpkin Spice Latte says, I'd love to sit down and watch a United game with Ricky so I can point out Mata and Matic's mistakes. He makes it out like they haven't sinned. And Nitim says that who will have better numbers this season, Bruno or Van der Beek, says Nitin. Oh, it'd be Bruno, wouldn't it? I can't believe how bad this is. No rhythm and too slow in any build-up play. Surely some of this has to fall on Ollie, says Kenneth Gearing. And Mark, where are the subs? Says Vignesh. I've got no idea why we've not made any subs. It does irritate me a lot. It does irritate me a lot. I've said it many times. But you know what? For anyone who wants Pochettino, trust me, speak to Spurs fans, watch Spurs under Pochettino. He's exactly the same. He doesn't like making substitutions. Ollie obviously doesn't want to use Rashford, Greenwood, Bruno and all that lot. But I don't know why you wouldn't want to use a Mengi or a Delo. I think he's treating this game too seriously. It's like, we've got to win. I don't want to make any changes because I don't want to lose the momentum. What momentum? Well, Luton have made a substitution there. Right. I'm just about to drop the link in the video description for you to do your player ratings. Everybody who's on the pitch can be marked out of 10, 6 being average. It's on the United Stand website if you want to be quick and go over there, but I'm going to drop the link in the video description now. "15 minutes to go." Still no signs of any subs from Ollie. Which is surprising. Here's Lingard. Could be a good run. No. I thought we were going to see Jesse, Messi, Lingard there. We didn't. I'm going to sneeze. Oh. That went right through me, that did. So 13 minutes to go. I don't think Luton have actually had a decent shot on goal. I mean, it's been a very equal game, but I don't think they've had a shot on goal that I can recall. I don't think Dean Henderson's. Oh, here we go. Substitution at last. Bruno, Greenwood, and Rashford come on for 10 bloody minutes. 10 minutes. Mata comes off. I presume Agallo will come off, and Van der Beek. That's not long enough. That 10 minutes for those 3 subs, just not long enough. In my humble opinion, that's not long enough. But it is what it is. It is what it is. I am nervous about the game against Brighton at the weekend though, because we've got to win that, and if we don't, and we're going to have to do it with the same set of players. I think Luton have got a corner here. Can anybody tell us what happens if this game ends in a draw? That would be great, because is it straight to penalties? Please God, let it be straight to penalties. At least he's done the sub, says Zed Jamie. Yeah, let's remember that and live in, you know, happiness that they've done that. Cross comes in. Get rid of it. And I think we've got a free kick for Luton here as well. Good chance to put a cross in. Go straight to penalties, thank you. Are Arsenal fans, you guys have enough trophies, says Young King. And hi Mark, hope you're doing well today. Wanted to say thanks for the show. Why is Jones still at the club? Please say hello to Pam. Thank you much. Thank you very much, says Len Batham. Thank you very much. chance for Luton to whip across in here. It's a decent area. They will get it in. Right on the edge of the far side of the box. They've got a bit of height in there. This is where Harry Maguire needs to step up and head it out. 10 minutes to go. Straight to penalties mark, says Grant Polney. Well, Luton would have to score, which I don't think they will. What a save by Henderson. And again. Oh, that's a fantastic save from Henderson from the header. He might be playing against Brighton yet. That was a world-class save by Henderson. And now it's Lingard up the other end on the break. I'd love to see that save from Henderson again. Here's Bruno. Oh. And you feel that was the chance that Henderson wanted to save. To say, Ollie, give me a chance. But now Luton are down that side. I think Eric Bay is going to get there. And he wins it. And it's a throw into Luton. World-class save that was, says Ethan Buchanan. Let's watch it back here. It's a fantastic save. Well, he'll be over the moon with that. I'm here. Give me a beer, says Billy Bob Tunley. And rooting for Mulder, FK in the Champions League playoff tomorrow, Mark. Watch along, written in the stars that Ollie's coming home for a visit, says Ivor. And it's straight to penalties, Mark, says Chelsea. Ollie semi and final have extra time. Only semi and final have extra time, says Chelsea. I tell you what, it makes it. I mean, we'll talk about that in the match reaction. Actually, Hendo, what do you do for Brighton? Because this is what I'm talking about. What a save that is by Henderson. Mark, can you call Mehmet Dolman a prat? Says John Tucker. I mean, this is the problem for me. If he drops De Gea for Henderson against Brighton, is that fair on De Gea, who actually had a good game against Palace and made a good save himself? What's he done to be dropped? But if he doesn't drop De Gea for Henderson, what does Henderson do to get a start? It's just... And this is what Gary Neville was on about, and this is what I've been on about, and some of you have been on about. I don't think it's a good idea having one goalkeeper who's very good on 140k a week and one goalkeeper who's very good on 350k a week. You can only pick one. And if you drop one who's not done anything wrong for one who's made a good save in a Carabao Cup game, do you then have to drop Henderson when De Gea plays in the next round and makes a world-class save? It's very, very difficult to know what to do. Respectfully, Mark, you should be reading out all paid for super chats. If not, what's the point? Or am I missing something, says King. No, mate, I've always said that we try to read them all. Some of them come through very, very quickly. And yeah, I've always said that we can't read them all. And actually, having been on many other channels, a lot of people don't read all super chats out. So there is no contract that says that we have to do it. I try to read them all and appreciate them, but no, you're wrong. The level starter versus subs is shocking, much better, says Chelsea Helsland. Eric Bailly looks like our best centre-back right now, looks comfortable beside Maguire. If I see Lindelof this weekend, I will join Ollie out instantly, says Brian. Well, we'll talk about that on the match reaction. What changes? Has anybody deserved to start? That was not a fantastic save. He knocked the ball back into the danger area. The wingers need to be braver and take a man on, not always slow the play, says Nick McCall. Oh, I think it was a good save. I think it was a good save. I do, to be fair. Yeah, I'm not going to say I didn't think it was a good save. I did. Remember, you can get your player ratings in through the link in the video description. 6 is an average mark, 1 to 10. So get involved. Link in the video description for that. You can get your votes in, and on the match reaction, we'll go through the player ratings with yours, obviously part of that. Still 1-0. United looking like they're going to get. I tell you what, in the Prem, that might be a bloody red card for that foul on Williams. That was a bit nasty by Danny Hilton. It's a nice ball by Eric Bailly into the channel of Bruno. Cuts it back. Ooh. Here's Rashford. To Jesse. I think Jesse's just faded a little bit this second half, I would say. Very good first half, though. I'm tempted to say Fred, man of the match. The thing about football is you always get your chance, don't you? You always get your chance. And Luton got their chance and Henderson made the save. Five minutes to go for Luton. They'll just start trying to hit some long balls, I think, now. But you can already see, can't you, the difference in quality. And I know we didn't play well at the weekend, but you can already see the speed of movement of a Bruno and a Rashford. And that's to me why I would have played them. Just get that confidence back into the team. Clean sheet for United. We'll take the positives. We'll take those positives. Welcome to the Members Club. Declan Carey. Remember to hydrate, Mark. Keeps the headaches away, says Joshua Bowater. Thank you. Rohit says, why didn't we see Mengi in this game? Quick, strong, and reads the game well. Well, yeah. Nice ball over the top. Bruno gets it into Greenwood. Have a shot, mate. Have a shot. Here's Rashford. Yes! 2-0. Marcus Rashford puts the game to bed. That's exactly what you need. That difference in player quality on the team. Lovely finish. Get in, Rashi. Needed that. Needed that. I'm happy with that. I'm happy with that. And the great thing about this is it's the three subs who combine. Into Rashford. Fred again with a nice ball forward. Bruno keeping it in play. Greenwood nice and strong. Into Rashford. It's a good goal, that. That is a good goal. I don't care. You know, you can be moany about the way we've played in this game. But actually, the three good players come on with 10 minutes to go. They all combine. And get us the goal to make it a little bit more respectable against this Luton side. But this is why, to me, I think that they should have started the game. Michael Lynch says, I do think Ollie is not your man as an outsider. Thank you. Second red card challenge they've gotten away with. They need to chill with that, says Daniel Luciano. Hey, Mark, there is a new freshness and determination with Henderson. Still think David and Henderson at the same club is a bad idea. Yes, I do. I do think it's a bad idea, but I'll talk about that in the match reaction. Please subscribe if you're new, by the way. Bottom right-hand corner to do that. So 2-0 Man United. Bit of quality in that final third has just changed the whole game, really, since they've come on. Keeper's got it here. A couple of minutes left to go. Big shout out to Boohoo Man for sponsoring the show. Remember, if you want to get this tracksuit or anything else, the link is in the video description for that. Oh, what's gone wrong here? What's gone wrong here? Really good result for United, though. He says, no, it is a good result. Let's not lie. It is a good result. Here's Greenwood down the right-hand side. Bit of space. Oh, he's got to look for the pass. Little back heel from Jesse. Oh, come on. That's not a bad shot from Jesse, but there was a little flick to play Rashford in there, and I think that's what you need to be looking at this level. He's spun and turned with Greenwood, which is quite nice, but if he'd have flicked it into Rashford, I think we would have had another goal for Rashford there. Yeah, you can do your player ratings. Links in the video description. We'll be picking them up in the match reaction. Don't know how long we're going to get added on here. I'm also going to knock you the match reaction link in the video description as well. Let me just get that in for you. And the player ratings, which are on the unitedstand.com. Valiant effort by Luton, but at the end of the day, the quality is there from Manchester United. And here we go again on the break. This should be goal number 3. Bruno into Rashford. A little bit greedy with that one. Bruno did the job. Rashford just a little bit greedy. It's Bruno again. Greenwood. 3-0. Get in and have some of that. Lovely stuff. Play the good players and the quality happens. And this is what I mean. Lack of tactics. Ollie's shit. No. You play the proper players and the proper players deliver. It's that simple, isn't it? I don't get, like, I think the only thing I would say about Ollie today is just that inability to, pick the best team. Let me just tweet that out. And the game becomes easy. Lovely stuff. So, what are your thoughts on that today? I think it's been decent from United just in the last 10 minutes. I really want Greenwood to look up more, though, says Pumpkin Spice Latte. I know he's a clinical finisher, but if he's going to play on the wing, he needs to create as well. Bailey looks a much better partner for Maguire, says Kartik. We'll talk about that in the match reaction. A fit Bailey has to start with Maguire going forward. Don't you agree? At least until we bring another centre-back in, says Mr. Mills. And welcome to the Members Club, Nick McCall. Right, we'll be discussing all of this on the match reaction. I've dropped the link in the video description. You can also do your player ratings on the United Stand website. It might be easier just to type in unitedstand.com and go straight to the player ratings. We'll be going through that. Get your player ratings in. Smash a like on the video. Make sure you subscribe if you're new. Lots to talk about in the match reaction. The performances of the reserves again. The performances of the players who came on for 10 minutes. What do you do about the goalkeeping situation, the centre-back situation, the midfield situation? And, what did you generally think of that game as well? And how important are those transfers? Job done. On to the next one, says Joshua Comber. I'll see you on the match reaction. You can go through the homepage or you can go through the link in the video description. Make sure you get your player ratings on. I'll see you in a couple of minutes' time.